Hello, everybody. Hope everybody is doing great this evening. Hopefully, everything is good. Um, YouTube's acting a bit weird. I don't know why, but it's acting a bit weird. But I don't know. Let me see. Um, that's the issue I'm having at the moment. Um, hopefully, it's okay. It could be because of the election in the title. Could be, possibly. Who knows? Really, the video answer. I need to kind of have a look and see what's the story. I suppose it doesn't matter as well, as long as it walks somewhere. Uh, why is this happening? Okay, so this is the old live stream. Send it down the memory hole. Election discussion, yeah, well, that's fine. Deleting the old yoke. The old yoke. Everything should be fine now, hopefully. Who knows, but. Um, um, it might be Jovo. I don't know. I think notifications are banjoed, to be totally honest. What is this? What yo? I don't know. It might be banjo. Everything's it's Joe for the West has fallen. Oh well, that's sure. Oh well. Give it a few minutes. And I don't know. YouTube's acting weird. Yeah. um. Yeah. Okay. It's popping up now, but I didn't get a notification on it. So it's weird. To put it nicely. Very weird. I couldn't tell you what's the problem. Sorry about it. Sorry, I'm just messaging someone. Yeah. Apologies about that. I think we're all right now. It's hard to know. It's weird. YouTube's acting weird. I think it's because of the election. Because I had election in the other title. I think that's what it. So I'm just looking here at the stuff. Like in the algorithm kind of thing, whatever you call it. The YouTube Studio stuff. And it doesn't show it as push notification. I don't know. Should look at it. I suppose we need to get started because there's no point crying. I suppose about it. But anyway, we have a few people here at the moment. I think it's just acting weird. YouTube. I don't know why. Hopefully, it's not like this tomorrow night. It could be because when did YouTube get an update? The other day, I think it was. There was an update, like a fix to YouTube, whatever patch, or whatever you got update, the download, the update, or whatever it was. So that could be that, maybe. Don't know. What day was that? Sunday, was it? I can't remember. But maybe it's that. Hello, everyone. How are we doing? Greater Breffney coming. Yes. We need a Greater Breffney song, of course. We need Dustin the Talkie. Dustin for Taoiseach. Look, to be totally honest, Dustin the Talkie would be better. We send him to the Eurovision, he can be Taoiseach. Imagine sending a talkie to the Eurovision. A person with a talkie, whatever you call it, that kind of thing. But anyway, I don't know. YouTube's acting the maggot. No, YouTube's been very hard now the last few days. It's a YouTuber called 32 Counties. Do I know of that? I remember hearing something about that. See, my brain's what nowadays. There's too much. I'm listening to too much, media, like the people making up, the lunatics in the asylum and all. I'm listening to too much of that. And my brain's just dead listening to it, and then listen to the media, of course, too. Oh, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it. It shows here that I've seen it. I've watched it anyway. Yeah, I remember seeing that. In overdrive, yeah. Not even that. It's just listen to the politicians dribble. See, I'd trying to analyze everything, for videos and stuff like that. It's just too much to listen to. Like I'm actually listening to OT. Imagine that. The last few nights I actually have been watching OT. I know such a thing to say, but just to hear what was being said, if that makes any sense. And it's just too much dribble. So my brain's in meltdown listening to it. Like I had to actually listen to Up Front with Katie Hanlon last night. And to be totally honest with you, yeah. And just to say too, I can't really like many YouTube comments nowadays. Oh, respond to YouTube comments just to say to people because YouTube is having fit over comments, etc., etc. I think YouTube and all in particular, has got very strict the last week or so. Usually there's more censorship now than there's ever because of the election. So somebody in the government must have told people to keep it quiet a bit. Because you can see it in the algorithm. Like I'm looking at the YouTube algorithm, not the algorithm, but the YouTube Studio, and you can just see it's worse than before. It's actually got worse, 70 times worse now. The views and stuff like that. And I'm not saying I'm not really bothered with the views and stuff. I just want to get my opinion out there. But the fact of the matter, something weird's happened because it's just a big slant the last week, like a huge one, more noticeable than before. So I don't know, and it's all the mainstream things again. So it's all weird. Be totally honest. Yeah, the posters are everywhere. Like they have posters up beforehand. Like there was posters up in Cavan. Usually, as I said before, it's the president who usually signs it, and then they can put up the posters. But sure, I suppose it didn't really matter. The poster's not really going to run away, I suppose. But anyway, but they're overdoing it. Like I will show you eventually around the town and stuff. You can see all the posters around the place. Every pole has a poster on it, like literally everywhere. We have a look at them the next day. I might have done this even, but it's fucking foggy. You can't see 5 feet in front of you because there's that much fog. But we will do it like we did in the local election. We can have a look at the posters here. They're not that bad yet, but give it a while and some other people will put posters up and they'll be everywhere. So we see. But anyway, so majority of things we're going to be talking about now. The next, you'll probably be sick of listening to me because I have that many videos up too at the moment. Because obviously there's a lot to talk about, etc., etc. So you have to walk with me, I suppose, the next few days and the next week into the election. Because there's a lot to talk about. There's hundreds of videos I could put out about different things, every topic under the sun. Just how they can sit down and kind of gather your thoughts, especially because I'd never been a man for the the pen and paper. The same with like I've edited videos now and again, like bits out of it, etc., etc. But usually I rather just like the raw thing, and I can just ramble all day, basically. If that makes any sense. So, it's not good when you're trying to edit it because you just have an hour of footage. Like the video I put out earlier on, just before I went live, like I had literally an hour of extra footage for that video. So instead of it being 10 minutes, I had literally nearly an hour. So it would have been 50 minutes of it. Hello, Greenpeace. Yeah, usually it's Wednesday, but obviously with the election, you're going to see me more frequently now for the next week or two. So we'll be live tomorrow too. So for the next 2 days. And probably Friday, we see Friday, but definitely tomorrow we will be live usual time. But it's the fact of the matter of the election, there's that much stuff to cover. Only having 2 streams a week would be impossible to try and get through everything. A mustache on it, yeah. New energy. Just speaking about new energy, let's get talking. I hope you're doing well, Greenface, and I hope you're lasting this election coverage. Where am I now? Where is this thing I'm looking for? Sorry. I don't know if anybody's seen this. So this is Simon Harris, so just before he's seen it. So this is a sign from God, I think, to say that this is, Simon Harris is not the man to be leading the country, and this so-called journalist is crying about it. So, this is the start of the election campaign. Obviously, Fine Gael is not getting off to a good start. Securing your future, new energy, Fine Gael. Securing your future, new energy. This is Simon Harris. Look at this. There you go. So they can't build a hen house. They can't build a house. They can't build a bicycle shed. They can't build a security hut. They can't put up a sign. There's not much hope in the country when that happens. When you can't even put up a sign on your podium, and the sign falls down. It just goes to show you that the whole country's falling down along with it. I think it represents the country too. The signs representing the country. Anyway. So I don't know if people have seen that. It's funny. Oh, Michael O'Leary, yeah, he's in your constituency. It's hard to remember where everybody is, but you kind of. I suppose that makes sense. I don't know. Yeah, there's not really anybody else I can think of in Clare. There wouldn't be that many people anyway, probably going for election in Clare. Like, there's a good few people around here. Cavan all going good. Like, the 16, isn't there? 18 around here. I will make my video. I know some people have asked me to make my videos I did for the local town election on who I'd be voting for and who I think is the best. I will do that for the local area in Cavan. I will do that, of course, in Mulholland. It takes time. I've recorded a bit of it. I know what I have to say about some of them. But I'm giving people giving them opportunity to know everything before I say anything, if that makes any sense. Like, there's some of it recorded. That's what I'm trying to say. You've seen nothing yet, yeah. No energy, yeah. You've seen nothing yet. New energy. That's what's on the Fine Gael signs with Simon Howe's new energy. I don't know about that. If you don't answer. I don't know about that one, Chief. But whatever floats the boat, I suppose. But shall we see? But yeah, I suppose we'll get started on more things. But yeah, I'll be more frequently live now the next few weeks into the election. So where am I here? So I'm sure I put up a video earlier on with the Green Party, just when I came home from work. So Rodrigo government, excuse me, I had to sneeze. So this is to do with family. I felt it was about the sneeze. Family reunification. Now, so this is for people outside the European Union, as far as I gather. So people from Algeria, not really Albania, but other countries can come here and basically bring their family. So, say for example, me, I was from I don't know from India, right? And I get a work visa in Ireland for a year. I can bring my whole family over, and you can basically stay here. The whole family can basically stay here because you have a work visa. Isn't that great? And obviously, the Green Party too want to lower the age of the voting age to 16. Now, obviously, as I said in the video, if you watch the video too, it's all just to kind of get a few people that go to college, the champagne, the people that don't know their ass from the elbow, basically. That's all it's about. Uh, so, Walter government, let's be fair, the Green Party won't get into government. Walter government may be the only one in the Green Party left. Like, nobody's going to vote the Green Party. Like, nobody in their right mind is going to go out and vote the Green Party. What about Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael? Like, no reasonable person is going to go out and say, I'm going to vote Green Party number one. Like, show me the man that's actually going to vote Green Party number one. Because nobody. If somebody does it, then I don't know what to say to you. But it's insanity if you vote for the Green Party. Just to say, Tim Dooley. Oh no, hopefully he loses his seat again. um, yeah, no, it didn't. It didn't come out, but I feel like it's about the sneeze. So that's all. But I got what I had to say, and I went this in a few minutes' time. I will because I can feel it like I'm going to sneeze. So apologies if I do sneeze just randomly. But I didn't see it. Oftentimes I feel like I'm about to sneeze, then don't sneeze. I don't know why. But the one way to make me sneeze and suppose cough is to put a pencil up. Maybe nose. That's always a good way to get me to sneeze. I don't know why. Like particularly these pencils. Like the old woodwork pencils, etc., etc. If you're using them, it makes me sneeze all the time. So that's why I never use them. You never see me holding a pencil like that because I just start sneezing and coughing all over the place. I don't know why. It's something that must be in them that makes me sneeze. Yeah, I've seen that bit in Dublin City Council. Um, there's not really been much talk about it. There's only briefly talked about it, I suppose. Not really much was said about it. Spot the dub. Spot the goddess, you could say too in Dublin, because you'd be lucky to find the god basically in Dublin. You should play that too, because last time I was on the concert before I went to Finland. At that time, Spot the goud. There was no goud in the whole place to be found. So it's great. Like quite literally, not one to be found. Good evening, Sean. How are we keeping? Looking at the light, like sun, light makes me sneeze. Oh, look at the light kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know about me. No, I can look at the light for ages. Um, it's more the pencils for me. I don't know why. Don't know. It's always been that way. That's why you never see me holding pets. It's usually the pen and stuff because it doesn't make me sneeze. But because usually I put me, I'd be doing this or something with me, not eating the pen, but have it up to my mouth to think about something or doing something like that. It's just kind of a habit. Like I've often seen people chewing on. Obviously, that's not good for you. So yeah, I hope we're all coping over the election. Not coping, but I hope we're all well anyway, because the election is driving everybody up the bend. Like it's only been a few days called, and I'm already driven up the bend listening to them. So particularly, as I say, the Green Party. So I don't know what does people think. I know it's their own business, I suppose, in a way. But do we have our minds made up? I suppose I put it this way, of who we're going to vote for, like who we're going to give our number ones to. Do we have our minds made up, or will we wait for a while? Excuse me, apologies, I'm burping too. I feel like I'm about to sneeze, but then I feel like it's weird. But do we have our minds made up of who we're voting for? Because a lot of people like I have an idea if that makes any sense, but I'm kind of giving people a chance, even though I hardly doubt you see me voting for the Labour Party. Let's put that way. The people before profit candidate here, unless they give me a very good deal, I could vote. If that makes any sense. Because I generally do something wrong with me if I vote for the Labour Party or people vote Profit. Whatever about it, and then don't even mention Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael and Fine Fáil. Fine Gael and Fine Fall. That's what they kind of say in down the country in Kerry and stuff. They usually say instead of Fianna Fáil and Fine, they say Fine Fall and Fine Gael. It's a funny way of saying it, I suppose. We'll go to that in a second. Just give me a second. Where am I now? Sorry. So yeah, I'm sure people heard this was yesterday now. So this is I have to say this is pretty bad. Now I know Holly Collins is pregnant. She has other things to worry about than I suppose the election because again she has a child on the way. She has other things I suppose more preferent than politics at the moment. But to be totally honest, she didn't know her own policies. To be totally honest, like I never heard such a thing in my life. And now I know again, as I say, I understand the woman has other priorities at the moment. But I wouldn't have went on the radio station if I didn't know what even the Social Democrats stood for, and didn't say, "Oh, I sent on the information later on." And as I say to you, if Holly Collins came to your door now wanting to vote the Social Democrats in, what hope is there for the Irish person, the Irish Joe, saying, "Oh, I vote for the Social Democrats," but I don't even know you ask the person what's the policy, they don't even know what the policy is. And particularly for the leader, it's pretty bad. Like an only Joe on the ground, you can understand why he wouldn't know everything about the party. But for Holly Collins, the lead of the Social Democrats, it's pretty bad. Let's put it that way. And especially because it was a car crash interview, because the only thing she could really say is, "I send you the information on later on." That was all she could say. So what was the point in going onto the Claiborne Live? Like, what was the point? It was better nearly not to have the interview at all. It doesn't make any sense. So that's what I'm proposing at the moment. If Holly Collins is watching this, there's a Finnish woman at the moment. She doesn't. She's working in the Tony Blair Institute. You can get her to one in your constituency, and she win a seat, etc., and she can take over the one of the Social Democrats until you come back from your maternity leave or whatever. That's my proposal. Yeah, we get a Finnish woman in the situation. So. Yeah, I've seen something with that, but I suppose it's early days yet on it, Sean. But I know what you're talking about. I've seen stuff. There's something up with it, but because they seem so sure, the girls seem very sure they had the person. So we see what's the story. There'll be more to come out. Yeah, we're just about to go into that. Yeah, we're about to just talk about that. Yeah, Carrick McCross. I don't know much about it at the moment. It's very quiet. There's a lot about it, but we'll get into it in a second, I suppose, too. That's why I'm talking about it, because it needs to be kind of a light shone on it for a second. Even though I don't think there's not... from what I get, we'll talk about it in a second, but we'll get to it in a second. But just to add to the last comment of this before I go on any further. Like, taking back in it, I don't know if Holly Collins going to be there when I go to that event in Dublin. I presume her baby... It's not that far away. She's probably going to have a baby soon. So I don't know if she'd be there. She might be there, Holly Collins, and she might meet Santa. So it'd be interesting to see. Because if I get away with it, I say the Social Democrats, here should be abolished. And we just get a Finnish woman in charge of it, and she can take over it. Because Holly Collins is not doing a great job in the Social Democrats. So we need to kind of get another woman in. That's what I think. I'm missing a few things. Yeah, I know the girls are searching for the body, yeah. So they must have some kind of information, because all of a sudden there's a big flurry of activity. So there must kind of be something said somewhere. But yeah, so we're just talking about Carrick McCross. Now, I don't know, maybe other people know more about it. I'd look into it now in a second, because again, I was at work the majority of the day. But this is true. I've seen this tweet from David Walk. This is in Carrick McCross and County Mal. We were just talking the other day about people sleeping in the fields outside Carrick McCross in County Mal. I'm sure people remember the last live stream. I was just mentioning about people sleeping in the fields outside Cavan Cross. Now we don't know if that's related. What's the story? But definitely something happened at fire, yesterday evening in Cavan Cross. Now again, there's not much from the local media as far as I can gather. So I don't know, was the series, was it just something, but it seems to be a solve for what I can gather. Because I haven't been talking to anybody yet. I know a few people up there in Cavan Cross, up that part of the country. I haven't rang them yet. I haven't got talking to them yet. Because there's too much going on these days to try and get talking. But if I get talking to them, I will to find out a bit more. But what I could find out for the moment is there was some kind of assault. Don't know what happened. There's no suspects, I don't think, at the moment. I don't know. There's no statement from Garda Síochána too, saying we're looking for this individual, we're looking for that, we're looking for the other. So basically, there's been nothing said, basically, from the Garda. I wouldn't mind that the Garda in Cavan and Monaghan came out and said, we're looking for this person. His name is John. He's after attacking the woman, etc., etc. There's been basically nothing. So this basically is really it for David O'Rourke and this count too, Michael. That's really bit. That's about it. A few on the community WhatsApp, etc., but not really much. I look into it a few minutes. Maybe the Anglo South or something might have covered it a few minutes ago. I don't know. We see. I'm not too sure, to be honest. But we won't jump to conclusions. We don't know. I suppose we don't know at the moment. But definitely something happened. But in my opinion, I suppose, and what I've heard. But again, as I say, we're waiting until we get some concrete information. But still, my point, and I said it many times before, we need more. The Garda in Cavan, particularly Mullen too, need to communicate a lot better with the public when they see that these things happen. They need to kind of be straight up with people and saying, something, how this happened. We need information, etc., etc., etc. It makes sense. They have to engage with the public and say, look, we're investigating this. The stop rumors and stuff like that. Just come out straight away and address it. If that makes any sense. UFO guy, I was just talking to him the other day, Tony. He's busy nowadays. He does often be doing things. Let me see. I'm just checking the local news channels here, just to make sure I haven't missed anything. Because I could have missed something. Because again, I'm only back from work at 5 o'clock, and I was busy talking about the Green Party and stuff like that. So I'm not too familiar. I'm probably not the best person to be talking about it at the moment. But there should be some kind of word about it. That's what I'm trying to say. Some official word. Because I don't think it's good enough that the local media, etc., know what to be found. And on Garda Síochána, know what to be found when it comes to these things. Just even to release a statement saying, we have a person in custody, that kind of thing. Because the same thing with the fellow who was one with the machete around Cavan Town. If they just release a statement saying, we have the person in custody, etc., that's all people want. Because, it's a nuisance with all, not getting evidence. So actually, what we were talking about 2 hours ago, the local media just reported it. So I didn't even see this. So that's good. So we have information from the local media. Excuse me, sorry, I didn't know about this at the time. Apologies, but I didn't think they covered it. So a woman in her 20s assault in Cavan Cross. Yeah, I knew it was an assault. Somebody told me it was an assault. So this is literally only 6 o'clock there. So not that long ago. So I wouldn't have seen then, right? Because I was just back from work at 5. Tried this during a public order incident. What do you mean a public order incident? See, it's not really much to go on. This is all. That's it. Do they have the fellow in custody? What's the story? What's his name, etc., etc. All this is at the not even really worth winding up and out because they tell us this. But hopefully the woman is okay. It doesn't seem to be that serious, as far as I get it, which is a good thing. Was discharged, so it's not that serious. So thankfully the woman is obviously it's a shock for her. But I don't know what they mean by public order incident. Is it with a fighting beforehand or what was the story? But obviously, it isn't there was down here. It's a dark enough spot too, in Cavan Cross, so it's a dangerous enough looking spot, and especially because there's people sleeping in the forests, not even the forests, in the fields outside Cavan Cross. Now, as I say, we don't know who done this, etc., etc. So I wouldn't jump to conclusions, etc., etc. So it could have been just a domestic, you know, boyfriend or girlfriend incident. Who knows? I don't know. It's the fact that there's no really information. It's on Northern Sound say here. Reports online says it was non-national, etc. So we have really no evidence. There's no videos of it or anything. So we wait until we hear more, I suppose. Uh, but we don't know. See, the Northern Sound just says that we understand that's not the case. Do you think they would say, it's Johnny from Timbuktu? It's Johnny from Castleblaney or whatever. Uh, so apologies, but I didn't know about this, the Northern Sound. But obviously, if anybody has information from Calvin Cross, etc., do get in touch with them, Garda Sin O'Connor. So I didn't know about this, but again, it's very little information. Apologies about that, everyone. Though. And it's my fault. I didn't see it. Yeah, like it was cordoned off all night. Yeah, that's right. But you get what I'm saying. But apologies for that. I didn't know the article was out. So I take that back what I said earlier on. There was no coverage. I was wrong. That's how I didn't see it because I was only back from 5 o'clock, and that was just published at 6 o'clock there. So apologies for that. But it took a long time now. That happened yesterday even at 5 o'clock. It took a whole day for the media to cover it here. It still took a while. Like I was told about this last night. So I don't know where the media was this morning. But anyway, I suppose they were waiting for more information. I suppose it's better to have good, solid information, etc., than information that's made up, etc. Give me a second, I'm just busy at the moment. So we keep an open mind, I suppose, at the moment. Let's put it that way. Is that fair enough? Whatever. We're not jump to conclusions. But as long as the woman's okay, I suppose that's the main thing. Oh, you hit deal, yeah. I don't know much about that. I heard something that the hidden one was down the country. I don't know much about it. But I heard something about a hidden one the other day. But but the thing is, no, not the funny thing, but the thing about it is in Calgary Cross, there's supposed to be people sleeping out in the fields around Calgary Cross and stuff. So I don't know what's the story with that. We were just talking about it last week. So, and a lot of them are Irish people. There's a lot of Irish people sleeping in the fields in Calgary Cross, along with other people that we don't even know. They don't even know the odds. So nobody knows who they are. They're not from. They don't know who they are. Like it is the truth. Look it up in Northern Sound now. They don't know who they are. So I don't know. Who knows? And again, especially since it's a public order incident. So I don't know what they mean by that, the media. They didn't classify it as by boyfriend or girlfriend. I don't know what they mean by public order. That's the thing I don't know. So we wait and see. Again, I'm not going to suggest what happened and stuff. We'll let the Garda investigation conclude. And we see. There's supposed to be more information let out soon. Let's put that. Because it's better to be accurate. I could say this happened and that happened and the other thing happened. But I suppose it's not appropriate for me to come out and suggest different things as opposed to. If that makes any sense, I'm sure you would agree. But hopefully the woman, again, the main thing is the woman's okay and she's released from hospital, and that's the main issue. That's the main thing. That she's not seriously injured. I'm sure we would agree on that. No. But give me a second. Just want to check a few more things. So I'm just checking a few community groups. Like, as people say in the comments under this, people basically saying it tells me nothing, which is true. I suppose I wasn't better on to know what happened, but I suppose it's still, again, it's a day late, so I don't know. Anyway, apologies. Again, I retract the statement from earlier on just to fact check myself. that there was no coverage of the local media. There was. It took until 6 o'clock this evening for it to be coverage, but at least it was coverage nonetheless. But the thing I don't like about it is the Gardaí should at least have said, we have somebody in custody. At least then that'd be good, because there's no suggestion that we have the person. What's the story? It's all secret societies basically. Hello, Fiona. If that makes any sense. Here, the past 20 years or so, of course. Yeah, see, there's that much stuff happening in the country. It's hard to get good. But again, I keep an eye on what happened to Kevin. I probably get talking to somebody. I actually have a few relations up in Kelvin Cross, up that direction. So I get talking to them. They tell me it's better to talk to people who are from the local area, the locality, if that makes any sense. Because again, local knowledge is the best, like what's happening, what people are hearing on the ground. So, but I presume all the other things. I presume somebody tell me something about it sooner or later. I get speaking to somebody about it, and we find out. So I just want to briefly touch on this. So we touched about this in the second too. We touched about it earlier on too. So this journalist, so actually a journalist from the Irish Daily Mirror. An actual journalist from the Irish Daily Mirror asked Roger Gorman's deputy, give to, like, in fairness, she actually was being a journalist. An Irish Mirror journalist criticized basically the deputy leader of Green Party, sorry, for asking criticizing for them, basically saying they're asking too many questions to journalists. So the Irish Daily Mirror, for the first time in a long time, they actually are doing proper journalism. Would you believe? They actually are asking questions. They're asking too many questions of poor Roger Gorman here. Like, look at him; he's very upset. Poor Ben Scallon gets out, he's in trouble, but but he's very upset because they're asking him difficult questions, very tough questions about the Green Party, etc., etc. So, we can't have proper journalists asking questions. So we need to shut it down. So in fairness to this journalist from the Irish Mirror, she did ask him some tough questions, and they kind of cried about her asking too many questions because, it's not allowed. But in fairness, though, she actually did some journalism. So give her that. We see what happens. But I don't know. We see what happens. Again, it'd be different if I say I was in the town. I could ring up somebody here now, and I was talking to somebody. Take for example that time with your man with the meat cleaver and stuff like that. I was told what was happening, from people on the ground, etc., etc. I had a better information. See, the moment I wasn't talking to anybody from Cavan Cross, so I don't know. See, if I was able to talk to somebody, I would be able to say, look at this, what happened, or etc., etc. So, I'm kind of waiting to see. That makes any sense. Because I don't want to jump to conclusions, if that makes any sense. So we probably all know what Michael O'Leary of Ryanair has said. So, as I said, and I said this before, and I've said it many times before, Fine Gael is the party for the 1%. Fine Fall and Fine Gael, the two of them are basically indistinguishable now. Fianna Fáil and Fine are basically one and the same. They're the same party. There's no separation. Fine Gael and Fine Fall was founded at the foundation of the state. Fianna Fáil were the anti-treaty, and Fine Gael were the pro-treaty. And that's basically what separated the two parties split during the Irish Civil War, basically. And that's basically the foundation of the two parties. But obviously the biggest issue for the last, since Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael were founded, was the treaty, the Anglo-Irish Treaty. So the split between that. So that's always been the big issue. But now in 2024, they basically are one and the same. Like there's no difference between the two of them. They basically are each other. They basically are up each other's holes, basically. They put it in the nicest possible terms. So basically, if you vote Fianna Fáil, you get Fine Gael. If you vote Fine Gael, you get Fianna Fáil. So basically, you're fucked either way. So why would you vote for the two of them? The two of them are no addition. So long story short, Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil are the party for the 1%. They only care about Michael O'Leary, people who are on the 1%. And the funniest thing about Michael O'Leary, and the thing he has to realise, this is the thing. I don't get him, to be totally honest, in this sort. He was he was jumping up and down and running around the place about why, like the Dublin Airport cap. They didn't want so many planes coming in for Christmas, etc. So they were going to put a cap on the amount of planes coming in and out of Dublin Airport. And then they were jumping, Michael O'Leary was jumping up and down about Eben Ryan not granting additional flights during Christmas time for people going to Lapland, etc., for Christmas. And Michael O'Leary was jumping up and down. But this is the thing he doesn't understand. Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael and Fine Fáil supported the Green Party every step of the way. The Green Party want a cap, and Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael want the same too. Because they don't want the only Joe travelling. They don't want an only person going off on holidays. It's all right for them on their private jets, but the only common Irish person, the common man, the common woman, going on the jet on a holiday after hard years' work. We can't have that. That can't be allowed. So, so I don't know why he's supporting Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael when they literally want to cripple. They don't want anybody to go on a plane. They don't want anybody to fly. They don't want anybody to do anything. So I don't know why, it beggars belief. The only thing I can come up with is get Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael and give them a good bit of money to endorse them, etc., etc. So I don't know what's wrong with Michael O'Leary, to be honest. And especially this coming about teachers too. Like the Petrolia, like this, there is a lot of teachers in the door. Like Norma Foley's a teacher. A lot of them are teachers, former teachers. But again, a lot of teachers are good, and I said in the video, there's all good teachers, like good people and stuff like that. Obviously, there's too many TDs in the door for a stop. Not so much teachers and stuff like that. But the issue is that I rather teachers, to be totally honest, than some big fucking NGO or some big investor like Michael O'Leary, that's a multi-billionaire who doesn't care about the common man and the common woman and their plights. I rather them over. I rather a teacher over them, the billionaires, the 1%, the people in Davos, the people in the World Economic Forum, the people in big business, etc., etc. The people that I'm going to literally have to come across when I go to that conference in Dublin. The people with the big business, big NGOs, etc., etc. That's what I have to come face to face with. And you mean to tell me I'm going to like it as an only Irish working class person, going to sit there and listen to dribble from big NGOs and bikers, etc., etc. Like I have to listen to that dribble for 2 days. So I take a teacher any day over a big NGO, a big banker, the bondholders. I take them over any day. But that's Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, the party for the 1%, not for the rest. Everybody else gets fucked. The nicest possible terms. Yeah, Jerry the Hut. Yeah, it was heckled. It wasn't heckled, but they were having a big. I don't know what to call it. But it'd be funny if he takes Mary Lou McDonald's seat. That's the one thing that'd be funny. But I suppose at the end of the day, as one person said, to put it the great way, there's loads of crooks in the door, So you might as well actually have some crooks, there's that many crooks, if that makes any sense. Like there were crooks in the door. Would you like to be a TD in the doll? There's going to be 14 new TDs in the doll. Are you looking forward to your 14 new extra representatives? But this is the thing, as I said just by Michael O'Leary, I get to your comment now in the second green face. But he was jumping up and down a few weeks ago about Eamon Ryan not letting people fly into Dublin Airport. Like there's a few extra flights put on at Christmas to go to Lapland for Christmas, obviously for children. And Eamon Ryan wasn't going to give the exception for more flights, etc., because the emissions, etc., etc. Even though he's flying just around the whole world. Yeah. Oh well, yeah, but he pretty much said that too there. That we meet people more to get things done. Like the funniest thing was he said, Fine Gael gets things done. Like Fine Gael, we need people to get shit done. He basically said. Like I don't know about Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael because they can't build a bicycle shed, they can't build a hen house, they can't build a security hut, they can't put up a sign. I don't know what hope is for getting shit done if they can't even build a hen house or a fucking bicycle shed without it going over a bunch of those. A children's hospital. They can't build anything in this country. I'm missing everything. Leary welcome in. Yeah, like he'd probably be there at this big conference that I'm going to go to. So it's going to be funny. Yeah. But I don't get it. Like a few months ago, he was crying, saying, "Oh, there's people coming in undocumented, etc., etc., flushing the passports down the toilet." And now he's all up with Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. Like basically, I don't know what to say about it. But again, it just goes to show you, especially him being the richest man in the country. Like you think about it, you go out in the morning and work hard. And the same as myself, we go out and work hard, we have to pay our rent, etc., etc. And Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael has a person that's one of the richest people in the country go to their conference to endorse Peter Burke, the Minister for Enterprise. Why is there not an only Joe that's working a 9 to 5 up there speaking to there? Because the only Joe would have a lot better things to say than a witch person that doesn't understand suffering. There should be somebody there that's working a 9 to 5. Simple as that. Like an only person that's going out and he's in a shop, he's stacking shelves, he's working hard. Like that man in Cavan. We get into that. Hello, Shawnee. I meant to say hello, but that's who should have been at that Fine Gael conference talking. The man that's getting up early in the morning, the farmer that's getting up early in the morning to provide food for us. That's who should be there. That's who we should be celebrating, not big fucking NGOs and the richest person, nearly one of the richest person in the country. That's to be totally honest. So Fine Gael is well, they're out of touch with everything. The same with Fianna Fáil. Like basically they're one and the same. They might still combine each other into one of the others because there's no difference in them. They're basically one and the same. When you vote Fine Gael, you get Fianna Fáil. When you vote Fine Fáil, you get Fine Gael. So you're fucked either way, basically. Yeah, and Norma Foley and stuff like that was a teacher and stuff. Like the majority, and again, this is the thing he didn't understand. Like he should have said, there's a lot of them in the Dáil. Oh, nearly 90% of the TDs and senators in Dáil and Shannon are landlords. Think about that. So you have to remember that bit. Nobody ever mentions that bit. The way that landlords, and they put it in their prices extraordinary. Yeah, so that's what everyone was saying. Yeah, I heard something, but they hit one somewhere down the country. But there's that much stuff happening. Like anytime you look up the news or anything, like this person been murdered, that person been murdered, this person up and tried for murder, this person after been knocked down. Like the amount of people being killed and being massacred and being tortured, it's unbelievable. Like I don't know if it's ever, even during the troubles. I don't know if it's because every day you turn on the news. If you did put on the news, like put on the news tomorrow even, Sean, and come back to me and see how many murders and how many stabbings, how many robberies, how many this, how many that. Because it'd be in the double figures just for one night. If you put on, say, TV3 or something like that, and you counted how many crime stories was on it, like it's insane. And Helen McAtee says Dublin's safe. Yeah. Yeah, well, the Green, I don't know if you've seen my Green Party. Hello, Martin. How are you doing? Hope you're well. But I don't know if you've seen the Green Party. The Green Party has said basically, the people coming from India, etc., from outside the European Union, basically they could bring the whole family with them. If that makes any sense. So basically, say you're coming from India now in the morning, and you're coming to Ireland for 2 years, so work permit, take example. You can bring your mother, you can bring your children, you can bring your wife, you can bring your granny, you can bring the man from down the street, you can bring the fellow from up the street. You can basically bring the whole shebang with you, and you get all that. So that's what the Green Party wants. Roger Gorman basically said it out straight this evening that he wants that. He wants everybody to come with him, that person. And who knows? And again, there's no word about an Irish person when they have to go off to Australia, New Zealand. Like I don't get it. They talk about everybody else, but they're not talking about the Irish people who have to leave. Like as we speak now, if we go up to Dublin Airport, if I took a bus up to Dublin Airport now, there's probably 3 or 4 young women there, Irish women, that are going off to Australia to get a job, teaching or working in the hospital in Australia or New Zealand, and never to return. And there's no such thing as, we're going to keep them here. There's no such thing as that. Like, you mean to tell me in the morning, if they said, we're going to try and get loads of Irish people back, you mean to tell me none of them would come back? Everybody would come back. They're looking for a reason to come home. Back at the bins, yeah, well, that's what she should be in the bin. David O'Lancy. Again, I say this to anybody in Kerry. If you vote Norma Foley, I hate to say it, but the West has fallen if you vote Norma Foley back in. Because I have a personal grudge against Norma Foley. So, because she generally, and again, there's been a lot of bad ministers for education, but she generally takes the biscuit. Like, she takes the biscuit. She'd be known as in the history books as the worst minister. I don't think there could be even worse. Like, Norma Foley should not have a job. She should be sacked long ago. The worst minister for education ever, and there's many things I could say about her. But, many things. Oh, yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Michael Lewis would be up there too, but you get what I'm saying? He's not like an only Joe like you and me. He never has to pay a bill or anything like that. He doesn't have to worry about that. Yeah. If that makes any sense. Yeah, Dublin's. I'm not looking forward to the time I'm going up to Dublin in a few weeks' time. Not looking forward to that occasion because last time I was there, I wasn't too fond of the place. Let's put it that way. So, oh, I didn't see. No, I didn't see Neil Richmond's comment. No, I didn't see him. No, I didn't see that comment now, Greenface. No. See, there's that much going on. It's hard to remember, but I don't think I did. I can't remember seeing something like that. Yeah, that's what he wants. Yeah, that's literally what he wants, and he wants to lower the voting age to 16. And the only reason why he wants that because he wants people that's just coming out of college that don't know anything, to vote for the Green Party. That's why he's trying to get naivety. And a few years ago, I will admit, I often said about we should probably lower the voting age back in the day. But nowadays, I can see what they want to do. Because they won't, they're never going to get me to vote for the Green Party. Let's put it that way. So they're trying to get people coming out of school, etc., that don't know anything. They promise them, the moon, stars, and the earth. And, they get their votes. It's the same what's happened now. Sinn Féin are going around, running around with young people. I see them now. They're going around to young people just after school, just after they get out of school, 18. They're running around like headless chickens trying to get them to vote, saying, we buy you, get you a free house, we get you this, we get you that. And nobody's saying where all the money's coming from, with Sinn Féin. Nobody's asking where all this money to build all these houses, etc. How are they going to be built? Nobody's asking any questions. The Green Party, I'd be shocked if they have one TD left. But I wouldn't worry too much about Neil Richmond because remember, Neil Richmond let the cat out of the bag during the family and care referendum. I remember him on TV3 saying about the family reunification, make family reunifications easier. And that's what caused Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil the referendum when he said that. Because everybody could see through it as soon as he said that, because he let the cat out of the bag beforehand about it. And he basically said the quiet part out loud, Neil Richmond. So I wouldn't be too worried. I'd probably come across it at some stage. But but he probably lose his seat, so hopefully maybe he might not have a seat after the next election, hopefully. But Liberal would left, yeah, with buddies and Senna and Holly. Well, I don't think Senna have much time for Holly Collins, because Holly Collins wouldn't hold a candle, towards the former Prime Minister of Finland, of course. Like, I don't think she'd be there. She'd probably have her child by that time. But there'll be obviously some members of Chakti Dala there. Like, there will be TDs there. So I'm going to look forward to that one. So my opinion on it is Sana should win for the election here. Like, Sana should come over here and win for the election. That's what she should do. She should win the Social Democrats here. Like, she should just kick Holly Collins out of the party and one of those herself. That'd be great. Make the Social Democrats great again. No, we're not great again. They were never great in this country, but you can actually make them some way decent. I've seen the photos. Yeah, don't worry. I've seen the photos, Sean. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, Simon House was in Cavan yesterday. Thanks be to God, they had me the other side of the town. Thanks be to God, they had me up the other end of the town because he was in Cavan, he was in Mullen. He went for jive, and sound quality gives Mullen. So he went up to Mullen too for a jag. What do you call it? A jag? What do you call a jive? A jive, not a jag. Sorry, not a jag. He didn't go up for a jag. That sounds pretty dangerous. No, I not say that. Simon, if you're watching, don't take any offense to that now. If you're in Offaly, as I say, the person you need to vote for if you're in Offaly, you need to vote for Carl Nolan. That's who you need to vote. One of the finest TDs in Dáil Éireann. Just to say that, and I'm sure Tony would agree if he's here. Carl Nolan, we need to get her back into the Dáil. So if you're in Offaly, make sure to vote for her. That's the one person we need back into the Dáil, along with Matty McGrath. So we need them two in the Dáil. We need to keep them, just to say to anybody in Offaly. So make sure, whoever else is there, make sure we get them two in. Because Carol Nolan has done great. Like, some of the things she has said in Dáil Éireann would frighten them. And especially Matty McGrath. He's mentioned Klaus Schwab in the Dáil. And nobody ever talks about Klaus Schwab. So, fair play to Matty, because he's the only person ever that would mention it, that they would acknowledge the World Economic Forum, etc. Nobody else would acknowledge the elephant in the room, So, in fairness to Matty McGrath, he has that. And he mentioned about a few other organizations too that they cannot utter. But in fairness to them, he did mention it. Not many of them would be willing to mention it in Dáil Éireann. Like, you ask your TD now in the morning, would they mention about the World Economic Forum? Like, they will run away from you. Like, 99.9% of them will run away from you when you ask them that. Would they denounce the World Economic Forum, etc., etc.? Because that's what I would ask anybody that came to the door now. Would they denounce the World Economic Forum if they get into the door? Or would they participate in the World Economic Forum, etc., etc.? So, so that's what I say. So we need them to elect it anyway. Well, regardless of anybody else, them two needs to get into the door, be re-elected. But I don't know. But the person that's likely to listen to this now, in Fine Gael, the one person that's likely to lose their seat is Helen McEntee. She's going to be fighting for a seat in Meath. People are not happy with her Meath at the moment, in the whole area of Meath. People are fucking fuming. They're particularly fuming because Meath has the lowest number of girls in the country in Meath. So people are not happy, and hoping the Minister for Justice. People are not happy with her. And people are not happy with her in general in Meath. So she could lose her seat. So she might not be there, Helen McEntee. So she might go. So she's likely to lose her seat, just to say, at the moment, at the present moment. It could go either way, but I don't think she's going to do as well as she did before. Meath, yeah, she's likely. That's the one thing that said she's going to be fighting for a seat because people are not happy with her, particularly with the Garda numbers. That's something that's really fair on people because I know one person that's from that area, and he's not very happy with the lack of Gardaí. Somebody rang the Gardaí in whole area one time in one part of the county there, and it took 2 hours for them to come out. So people are not happy. The Gardaí are not nowhere to be found more than any other place. So people are not happy. And hoping the Minister for Justice too, she shouldn't be in her own constituency. The Gardaí take 2 hours to go out to a call. That's what I'm saying. So literally, you think about it. If you were burgling houses, etc., you can run free for 2 hours until the Gardaí get there. Think about that. Like normal Foley, I don't know people in Kerry, but the reason how she got in last time, this is the thing, because people in the pro-life movement in Kerry thought she was pro-life, so that's the thing. I don't know about Mary Lou. I say she might be. Oh, right, she might get in. I don't she might not get a good amount of votes as she usually does, but she's going to get in probably anyway. It depends. I don't know, to be honest, but she's not likely to lose her seat. She'd probably lose votes if that makes any sense. Mountain. It'd be. I don't know. It could happen. It could go either way. I don't know with that. But I know about Helen McEntee and people, the local radio station in Meath is saying it too, that she's likely to lose her seat too, or lose a good bit of her votes, because people are just not happy with her. And so be it. And so rightly, may I say. Helen McEntee. Not much loss. I won't cry over when she's gone. And Charlie Flanagan's gone now. He's going to do his Black and Tans commemoration. So Charlie's going to be a Black and Tans man now. He's going to have an OIC museum started. I hear he's going to start a museum down the country for the Black and Tans. So he's going to be the chairperson of the Black and Tans Commemoration Society. Him and Leo is going to run the Black and Tans organization. So that's going to be great. So Charlie Flanagan, he's going to be looked after the way. He's over there, that things. Yeah, well, the Garda numbers. But see, crime has gone up in that part of Meath. Crime has gone up because there's lack of Garda. As they say, 2 hours it takes. So the Quinn must know that it takes a long time for the Garda to turn up. So they're going to go wild because the Garda won't go out. Or they won't bother. The Garda that's there are too afraid to do anything about it and stuff like that. And even free speech too. That probably is the factor too to play in it. But it's more the Garda's numbers. Take for example now, something happens in your locality now. Say for example, a neighbour gets burgled, and you ring the guards. We'd be out in 2 hours. Wait for 2 hours and we'd be out too. It might take 3 hours, but it doesn't install confidence. And particularly if something serious happened. Take for example, somebody, as I say, somebody was knocked down. It was a hit and run, and you rang on Garda Síochána. They say, wait 3 hours for us. We'd be out in 3 hours. The person would literally be in Northern Ireland by that point, and be long gone. Yeah. The one thing you get the guards out very quickly. If you say you were misgendered, that's the only way you get the guards out. If somebody misgendered you, don't worry about that. Ring the Gardaí and they'll be out in force. There'll be 90 guards at your door in 5 minutes. That's why. So don't worry about that. So if you ever want the Gardaí to come quick to anything, just say somebody's after misgendering me, and the whole goon squad will turn up. They'll probably send the army out too. They send a tank and everything with them. You can't do that. Because that's the only way it seems to get the guards out nowadays, is when you misgender somebody. Like if somebody kills somebody in the street, they're nowhere to be found. You know, that's the truth. Ring up your local Gouda station if something happens and say somebody's after misgendering me, and there'll be an army of squad cars coming. Like every Garda, you even hear it on OT, they will put it out in it. You know. Yeah, like this is the thing they don't understand too. But me, Haman throwing out this number, we're going to recruit this many Gaudi, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, do the other. But this is the thing. Why haven't they not done it already? Yeah, that's the thing. But nobody wants to join on Garda Shinakon anymore. Because as one person said to me, he was thinking about joining on Garda Shinakon. And he's an Irish fellow too. But the thing is, he gets more work in security. He got a job working in Brookside Security here in Cavan, looking after the old abandoned hospital in St. Phelan's Hospital out here, and different areas like that. People pay, like funerals. Take for example, a funeral. He looks after the person's house when they go to the funeral, etc., etc. He makes more money doing that than he would in the Garda Síochána. Think about that for a second. Just think about that. So why would he go through the hassle of going to Teppermore, etc., etc., doing all the training courses and all that? Why would he go to that when he gets paid more in private security? That's the other thing too. And not even that too. You see, I will admit this, it's not an easy job in Garda Síochána. I'm sure you would mean. I still remember the young guard. There was an accident 2 years ago down here, and the young lad was killed in the accident. And it's not an easy thing. The guard was only out of Teppermore, and then that must have been tough because it was a tough sight to see. Like it's something that you're not going to forget. Let's put it that way. I'm sure you would agree. A young lad dying on the road. It's not something that somebody would want to see, and it's not something you can leave at the door when you go home in the evening. It's something that's always stay with you. And particularly as I said, that young guard that was beaten up in Black Lion, take this up. You probably remember me talking to you about it. He's still not fit to go back to work. He's only a young guy at the Teppermore, etc., etc., and he has a young family, etc., etc. He's not fit to go back to work because he's that badly beaten, etc., etc. So not many people are willing to go and walk on the Garda because it's too much. Yeah, it's too dangerous too, I suppose. And especially nowadays, there's no really respect for the law into that. If that makes any sense. In terms of criminals and stuff like that. Because people just get off. You know yourself, you hear it every day of the week, suspended sentence here, suspended sentence there. People get off with it. Basically. People who go and literally beat up people in the middle of the streets and stuff get off with it. And if you don't pay your TV license, you get sent to prison. That's the only time you get sent to prison if you don't pay your TV license. But if you go and beat up somebody in the middle of the town and beat them unconscious, you get off with it. It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. And that's just the total answer. But I get what you're saying, Sean. They probably will, because they're the only people really that will enjoy it on Garda Síochána. You get what I'm saying? Because as I said about that man, he gets more work in Brookside Security, private security. But now they don't do direct provision sets so into that. But they do like abandoned places. Like, for example, you can wet them out. Say if you were going to a funeral. Because a lot of things happen here. Like there was where was it? It was somewhere in Monaghan last week. I heard about it. There was a good few houses brokered in Monaghan, some part of Monaghan, because the people went to a funeral and they basically were watching. And it's a very sinister thing for somebody to do, particularly when somebody's going to a funeral of a neighbour. They went and watched the houses and the broke of the houses when they went to the funeral into the church. So these people are very low, basically, people who go and do that. The people that literally go to a funeral, So that's why a lot of people nowadays, a few people in Cavan, when they go to funerals, etc., family members or neighbours, they get private security to look after because, that's when they strike, unfortunately. And it's just a sad state of affairs when that kind of thing happens. When you see people do that kind of thing. And that happened in Monaghan there last week, I think. In some part of Monaghan. I can't particularly remember, but it was somewhere up there and around that. We just talked about Cow Cause, yeah. Now, there's one thing I want to talk about. Other things. See, there's not much to talk about, but we will be live tomorrow night, everybody, just to say. And again, apologies if we're getting a bit whiz up about a few things, because I'm very passionate about some of the things I talk about, and I get very annoyed when I see misjustice, etc., etc. Well, just a big discussion, but that's what democracy is all about. So Simon House, so this is in Cavan Town, just beside AIB here. So Simon House was in the town. Thankfully, got Joe Wiley's there. You can see him there. So thankfully, I was way up the other side of the town. I didn't come across. I don't know what you call him, but But basically, he came along and he said about housing and childcare, etc., etc. Now, a few business owners at the head of him now, and in fairness, they did eat the head of him about the cost of one of their business. Now, in fairness, they did. They absolutely had the head of him. They didn't show it in the news, but they did at the head. Like a few of them just at the head of him. Over it, and so rightly so. Like Boyers and Cavan, yeah. Like a few of them here are at the head of him, like generally at the head of him. Yeah, it's very tough. Like this woman here, like just absolutely fucking throw into him. Like they didn't show it in the news. OT didn't want to show it, but she at the head of him. So rightly so, as you can see here. Just this was in Monaghan now, just up at sound quality gifts. Where is this thing with sound quality gifts? Just so-called Jonas. But that's where he was in Cavan Monaghan yesterday. Now, takes but God, I didn't come across him. That's all I say. Because you mean to tell me I could sit there and say nothing to him? Like, I would ask him straight away if he was going to be Taoiseach now in the morning. Because the one thing he wouldn't want someone to ask him, above all else, are you going to go to Davos next year? And that's the first question. Are you going to go to Davos, to the World Economic Forum? And he would lose his mind if I said that. Like, the media would lose their mind if I said that. So that's what I would have asked him. Like, straight up would have asked him that. And that would have told a lot. What he would have ran away. He wouldn't have answered me. But that's what I'm saying. So it would have been pointless for me to ask him anything. I should have probably went down and asked him something. But you know yourself, he would run away. Like, he would run away. He wouldn't have an answer. He couldn't answer me. Because that's just the thing. As soon as any of them come up to me, they run away. They don't have an answer. Simple as that. But so Simon is not going to answer that. Unfortunately, there was nobody there to ask that question for me. That makes any sense. But that's what I would have asked him. Because I would want to judge him is he going to go to that? Because that's the one thing they don't want you asking. That's just the one thing they don't watch. Where was this? Sorry, there was something else at the top. Give me a second. Sorry. I don't know if was anybody watching what they called the thing on OT last night. I had to watch OT, would you believe, last night. It's already cost me brain what. What do you call it? Up foot for Kitty Hanlon. Sorry. My brain is dead. See, all this OT and propaganda is making my brain go sour. I don't know. Do people see it? Does people know what I'm talking about? Because I've been talking about the last few weeks too. Yeah, that was sound quad to give a small hand, but So that was the thing. Hello, trends. How you doing? We're just having a big discussion. But I'm sure people probably, maybe some of you, you've probably seen clips from it, etc., etc. So this poor man from Cavan, he has two daughters, as to say. As you can see here. Unfortunately, at the moment, and this is the thing, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. Still, at the moment, as I speak now, he was on OT last night. He asked the Minister for Housing about it, O'Brien. But unfortunately, the sad reality is we don't know. And that's what I have to say to you, straight. We don't know. So there is enforcement notice saying they will affect them if they don't move to OFE. So I don't know. They might leave them there another while. They might let them be for another while. I don't know what's the story going to happen yet. So this is all to do with planning. So basically, long story short, and I recommend people to look up, because I've talked about it before. So they bought a mobile home, like a mobile home. They spent 30,000. I don't know why they say 30, but they spent 30,000. So he had saved 50,000 euro for a house. And obviously he can't afford a house because the house in Cavan's 200,000 euro. So the basically for the moment they got a mobile home, behind the garage, etc., etc. So it wouldn't be in the way of anything. So they don't know. But one of the fucking neighbours, and this is the thing, and I have to say with this, such a busybody, whoever reported them to the council, the person that lives beside them, whoever they are, they reported them to the Celts. Only for that we would have never knew about it. The Celts would have never knew that he had this there. But still, nonetheless, it's very fucking stupid. And I say this straight, that we can't just say, look, the young man has nowhere to go. He's working hard. He's doing his best. We have nowhere to put him. You think somebody would just say, oh, you know what? We'll leave it. There's nowhere to go. Because the simple fact, there is nowhere to put him. And it's the fact, and the Celts have said this themselves, there's nowhere to put the man. There's no accommodation to give him. And no house to give him, etc. So it's basically take his OV and leave him homeless. That's basically the suggestion, which is insane. And as I said in the community post last night, only for Sarah Wiley, and I will say this, only for Sarah Wiley, there's all the rest of the Celts, all the rest, Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, Green Party, I don't know where they all are, but only for Sarah Wiley, and I say this poor man would not be heard. Simple as that. I heard about this before, was like the mainstream, got to the mainstream, but only for Sarah Wiley kicking up a fuss and causing the ruckus. And I will admit that she has been causing the ruckus in the council about it, and so rightly so. And the same as myself, I've been saying it constantly about it. This man should be left alone and leave him alone until something sorted. We get him something sorted. But but they should grant him a temporary restrict, like temporary, just leave him there for 2 years, say. Because at the end of the day, he's not blocking anything. It's his own mother's backyard. Like I think we're just being two busy bodies. Wanting to getting involved in the planning laws. Because again, it's his mother's own property. So it doesn't make any sense. And again, this man will be homeless only for that. So it doesn't make any sense. Because the poor man, before he got the mobile home, was paying $1,200 a month for a rented accommodation. Like, it's insane. And the poor man, too, when his wife became pregnant, they lost the mortgage. And that's the saddest thing about it. When the wife became pregnant, they lost the mortgage. And I've been saying this constantly. How can a young family who want to have a child, in their 30s, say, take example, in their 20s, how can a young family get a mortgage to pay for a house and stuff like that? Because it generally rises, it generally puts up my blood pressure, something fierce. Well, every day of the week we're saying about the birth rates decrease. There's not enough people to pay for pensions, etc., etc. And when a couple has a child, the government fucks them over. And I said, and that's what's happening here. The government's fucking this family over, something feels. And that's as simple as that. And I wouldn't mind if this was somebody from Timbuktu, they'd be running backwards to try and help them. And it's the simple fact that he's an Irish person, he's an Irish woman too. They don't care. If it was somebody from Timbuktu or Ukraine, wherever, they would be every politician in the county would be crying about it. But it's just not fair. And the fact of the matter is, this exception is given for asylum seekers and stuff like that. And they can't find it in their hearts to give the man at least a 2 year, saying, look, we'll leave it alone for 2 years. You can stay there for 2 years and, you can get a house or whatever. We sort something out. But they don't want to even do that. They couldn't find that I don't know what to call it. But Darragh O'Brien, I really would say this, Darragh O'Brien should be ashamed of himself, because let the man fucking be. Simple as that. Because at the end of the day, that's who needs to sign the paper. It's Darragh O'Brien, the Minister for Housing. But at the end of the day, this is the main thing, that somebody reported them for it. Somebody did report them. It wasn't the Celts who found out automatically. Somebody reported them and told the Celts about it. So whoever did that has a lot to say. They're very ashamed of themselves, because they're going to make this poor family homeless. And that's as simple as that. And that's the truth. Only for them raising I wouldn't mind them doing something seriously wrong, but they're not doing something seriously wrong. They're just there. Like, literally, they put it at the back of the house where it wasn't a nuisance to anybody, went, and the person, whoever was, went and reported them. They have a very sad life if they're going to go around doing that to people. That's all I say. The person who reported them, very, very sad. That's all I say. That they have to go around and do it, especially to his young children too. That's a really rising my blood pressure. And the man, and I wouldn't mind if he was on the dole and he wasn't walking, etc., etc. He didn't want to walk, but he's doing his best, and that's what I see in this situation. That the man is doing his best. He's trying his best to buy a house, and he's doing his best. He's trying to make a life for his children and for his wife too. He's just doing his best, and nobody can fault him for doing that. He's doing his best. He's trying his best for what he has, and nobody can argue with it. We all do the same. We all do our best, but the government and the state has to be a bit more reasonable. And I said this many times. We have to be understanding. The poor man has nowhere else to go. If he had somewhere else to go, he'd be there. There's nowhere to go. There's no places to rent in this area of the Cavan. There's no places. And even if he did, they'd be looking for €2,000 a month in rent. So how in the name of God could a young man and his wife, that's just after having a baby, sending them, getting care for the child care, etc., etc. How in the name of God could they save for a house for 200,000 euro and get a mortgage when they're paying 2,000 euro of rent a month and then pay for the electricity bill? Or if they have a car, how in the name of God could they do that? And it's the fact they're not being reasonable. And that's the simple. They're not being fair. They're not being understanding. And I think that's the main thing we have to be, understanding. And it really boils my blood. And that's why I haven't made a video about it, because I generally I lose the plot with it, because I've lost the plot with it, because I've seen this for the last month. I've been shouting from the rooftops for the last month behind the scenes about it. And I've been giving that fuck about it, because it's not right. It isn't right. Simple as that. And it's not right. It shouldn't be tolerated. Simple as that. And the same with the funniest thing is that none of the West of them, I'd see no Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael. Where are they? Whereabouts are they? There's no. I see Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. Do you think they'd be banging on these doors saying we're going to look after you, we'll do something? Not one of them about. The only one that's about is Sarah Wiley. And fairness to Sarah Wiley, only for her, it wouldn't be on the mainstream media here. It generally wouldn't, because she's the only one that had the guts to say, this man has been wronged by the state. We should understand. Be a bit more understanding. And so we should. People could argue he broke the law, etc., with the permission, but he's doing his best. It's only, and especially because he's on his mother's backyard. It's not like he parked it up in the middle of some road or something like that and decided to put it there. It's in the back of the mother's house. And at the end of the day, he has nowhere else to go. So we should be understanding, because the man's doing his best to keep his family off the streets. And nobody can we do anything for our families, for our children, etc. Like, nobody can fault this man. Simple as that. He done his best for his family, and the state's fucking him over. And particularly that person, whoever the person was that reported them. Like, I don't know how they can sleep at night, to be told, because they sit comfortably in their house while that family's facing eviction. It's just totally wrong. The system's totally wrong. And again, as I say, if that was somebody from Timbuktu, you bet your fine dollar there'd be something done within a week. And that's the sad fact. If that was somebody from Timbuktu or from Nigeria or somebody like that, you mean to tell me the heaven and earth wouldn't be moved to let them stay there? It's a joke. And there's a big migrant city down the country they didn't have planning permission for, and they just built it. It's a joke. It is generally just a joke. And I feel so sorry for this man and his poor wife and his children that have to go through it. And I hope that they grant them an exception for a while. Like, it wouldn't kill them for a year just to let him alone for a year. It wouldn't kill them. That's the simple thing. It just wouldn't kill him. It cost them nothing to do it. Like, the man that literally has a place at the back of the place. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, it's not even at the front of the house or anything. They're not even in the way of anything. It's just senseless stuff. So, I try not to talk about it because my blood pressure is rising over it. Because I've seen it for the last month. I thought this would have been sorted long ago. It should have been sorted long ago. Because the poor man has done everything. He's talked to literally everybody to try and get something sorted, and nothing's been sorted yet. Still, to this day, nothing's been sorted. And this is going on a month and a bit. And it's just a joke. And especially coming up to Christmas, too, this man has the worry sickly. Like, he's literally been driving to sickness at this stage with the worry. Because he's worried about it. Is his family going to have somewhere to stay for Christmas? And especially when you have young children. The poor man has to worry about that, and his children are too young to understand. But for a parent to have to worry about that, where am I going to have Christmas with my children? It breaks your heart. It just generally does, because it's just fucking heartless, and that's what needs to be said. It's heartless fucking shit. And that's all it is. It's just heartless. That's all it is. And I'm sorry for getting ticked, but that's what it is. Because again, the sad reality is this could be any one of us. Simple as that. If we faced hard times, etc., if we couldn't afford our rent, that it could be the same. We could be in the exact same boat as him, and that's the thing. It's just not right. It's just, I've said it hundreds of times, and it's just not right. And the fact that none of the rest of the councillors, you think every councillor in the county council would be standing up and saying, and every TD that's going for Dáil Éireann at the moment in this area would be shouting from the hilltops about it. But only one is standing up for him. Only one of them is speaking up. See, the world's too afraid to speak up. That's all the problem is. But again, as I say, if it was somebody from Timbuktu, you bet your fine dollar everybody would speak up for them. Again, I move on because I can feel my blood pressure going through the roof. But I hope to God something be sorted for this man soon, because it's just not on. It's just not on. And he's not the only one. There's many people. Remember the person in Tipperary with the log cabin on his own land. I wouldn't mind if he built it on somebody else's land, on his own fucking land. It's just, it's I'm sorry for getting, but it's they have to try and be reasonable. Yeah, they try and be fair. I wouldn't mind if there's such a thing. There was loads of houses. Everybody could just wander into a house. Like there was that many houses, you didn't know what to do with them. That it'd be understandable then, and there wasn't a homelessness crisis. It'd be different if the council say had a house for them now in the morning, and they could put them into it. That'd be all fine and good. But there's the fact there's nowhere to go. The council have nowhere to put them. Simple as that. That's just the simple. There's nowhere to put the man. So it's either he stays in his mobile home, or he's on the street. There's no order in between. At most, he would get maybe a hotel room, but his poor children have to sleep in the hotel room and stuff like that. So what solution is that? And after him too, this mobile home, he didn't get it for nothing. He spent 20,000 on this mobile, 20,000 out of his 50,000 that he saved up to buy a house, to try and buy a house and get a mortgage. It's just not on. It's just not on at all. And there's no such thing. And you think that somebody come along and say we get him a modular home, or get a modular home built for him. There's no such thing as that, of a modular home for him. There's a modular home for everybody else, but there's no modular home for him. Like I could go on and on, but it's just straight up the truth, and that's just the thing. So yeah, it's very thick fog. I'm trying to move on because my blood pressure is getting very raised. That's why I didn't talk about it straight away. So that's why I didn't make a video about it too, because I will get very, very raised about it, and rightly so. Every person in Cavan should be getting very raised about it, because it's just not acceptable that this poor man has to go through this, and that's just as simple as that. That's just stating a fact. But thanks to the God, I'm not a councillor at the moment here, because I probably would be sacked by now. Because I don't know how you could nearly, just I don't know what else to say. Is there anything else I have to say? What am I talking? I probably was going at 900 miles an hour there, Tony. Drew Howard, yeah. Hello, Drew. Hello, OIC. I hope the OIC is doing well nowadays. Well, Drew won't be there for much longer, unfortunately. He's going to be getting the boot. So it's sad to see Drew go. Said no one. But no, he probably will be going sooner, because he's not. They haven't reinstated his contract. But it's about time, because literally, this is the thing you have to remember. Drew Harris. 99.9% of An Garda Síochána, the sergeants and superintendents, voted no confidence in the Garda Commissioner. And the fact that he's still there too doesn't reflect good in Hella McAtee. Because imagine if the Garda said overwhelmingly, I wouldn't mind if it was 50-50. Overwhelmingly, they said, get rid of him. Get him out. And he's still there. And he's still there. Even though, crime has gone through the roof. And he's still there. That's the funniest thing. He's still there. So what confidence does that have? Imagine if you were a young guard now, and the still same person that you didn't want there is still there. It doesn't make any sense. Independence of smaller parties, yeah. You see, there's all the big mainstream thing, but I don't know. Independents are going to do very well. The independent man, the independent woman's going to do very well in this election. And the smaller parties with the National Party and the Irish Freedom Party and stuff like that will do well. They're all going to do well. They're going to gain seats somewhere. I don't know particularly well, but I don't know what it could go either way in Cavan. It's very hard to know at the moment. But the one thing is sure, Sarah O'Reilly of Féin will do well here. I don't know. It's hard to know. I don't know how bad Sinn Féin's going to do here. So I don't know yet. We have to give it another week, and then we kind of suss it out, I suppose. But what I'm hearing on the ground, a lot of people are very sick in Cavan of it. They're just sick of the whole lot of it. Like, I know a few people who haven't bothered to register the vote and stuff like that. People are just sick of it. They're just sick of the whole fucking lot of it. And to be totally honest, I wouldn't blame them. After hearing that man went through, I wouldn't blame them for being sick of the whole fucking lot of it. To be totally honest, I wouldn't generally blame them. Because that's the thing. People just have lost faith in everything. Yeah, particularly young people have just lost faith in anything. They have no shame. That's exactly it. They have no shame. So I don't know. We'll see. But there's going to be a big debate on OT, I think, next week. Or this week, is it? I don't know. But I watch them. First, watching OT is going to make my brain watch. But just to hear what they have to say. That's really the only thing. That's the only time, just so I can hear what they say. So at least then I can be like, yeah. If I had to call an election, what would we have to call it? How would you call it? If you had to call an election now, like if I had, do you mean if I won, or do you mean call an election? I don't know what you quite mean by it. If I had to call an election, if I was winning the election, you mean, or do you mean call an election? I have to be the Taoiseach to call an election, the president. So the president signs it officially. Technically, is the person that signs the suspend the Dáil, etc., for the election. It's not technically the Taoiseach. The Taoiseach suggests it to the president signs it. I suppose whatever you're looking to do, I suppose. Like Michael Deegan's just sign anything, anyways. I haven't heard once that he ever never signed it. The only time he ever caught the Council of State was when the Defence Forces bill came through the House of the Oireachtas and was passed, and stuff like that. I think you're right, Greenface. I do think it'd be probably Fine Gael, Fianna Fáil, and Social Democrats. I don't know about the Green. I think the Green Party only have one TD left, so I don't know about them. I don't think the Labour Party. I don't know. We see. I think it might be the Social. I think you might be right, because I don't know how bad Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael is going to do. They're definitely going to lose seats somewhere, but I don't know how bad they're going to do. I just don't know. It's hard to know. It is generally very hard to know. It's hard to tell, especially with the European election gone by. And then the local Tory election. Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael lost some seats. Sinn Féin done the worst. But so it's hard to know, if that makes any sense. Judging it, looking at it, it's hard to know, if that makes any sense. So we wait and see, I suppose, if that makes any sense. Because it's hard to tell at the moment what exactly is going to happen. Because I generally thought, just going back to, as Tens just said about the US, I thought Kamala Harris and Donald Trump would be literally nearly 50-50, because America is divided at the moment, like it's stuff like that. So I didn't know, what it was going to be. So I didn't know Donald Trump was going to win overwhelmingly. I didn't know at the time, to be totally honest. I was thinking that it could be 50-50, because America is a divided place now at the moment. But he done very comfortably. He won comfortably, It wasn't a sweat. Like, it wasn't even close, basically. He done very well. And so, generally speaking, too, Kamala Harris did do well for somebody that was only in the campaign for 3 months. That makes sense. She's done well enough. But I thought it would be 50-50. I didn't think it would be as, so we don't know. Suppose we won't know until the day after the thing happening. Because I remember RT saying about the 2 referendums, they haven't got it. The government's going to win it. We're going to win it. They were going to have a big do in the Dublin Castle. Do you remember that? They were going to have a big celebration for the big yes vote. And then it didn't go well for them. And, they threw in the towel and said, fuck the whole lot, and ran away. And then never was a word said about it again. Because they basically got, take, for example, in Cavan, 1 in 8 people. 8 people voted against and 1 person would vote forward. So basically it was a lost cause, basically. So it didn't go well for them. See, it's hard to know. As I say, I think the independent vote would be too spread to have any impact. It would. If it took a few seats away, it would make some difference. It would. But the people that I think the independents are going to do well with is the Sinn Féin voters. As we see, Sinn Féin at the moment, all the supporters are very upset about Sinn Féin's immigration policy. There's literally people like Sinn Féin supporters are most concerned about the border and take, for example, and stuff like that. So they've lost a lot of support, particularly Mary Lou saying that nobody has a right to veto who lives in their area, etc., etc. Sinn Féin just basically taking Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael's line with it. So Sinn Féin has lost a huge amount of support on that, just with that statement alone, just completely gone. And then obviously with the sexual abuse allegations against some of their members, etc., etc. But we all know what Sinn Féin's policy is, just open border, like pretty much the same as Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. They don't have any difference. They had a chance to come out and be, gets them. They had a chance to win a few votes, Sinn Féin, but they took it and they didn't take it. They just threw it away. That was the thing. But that's what's going to kill Sinn Féin is the immigration problem, because they didn't take the side of the working class people. As simple as that. They basically called them far right extremists, etc., etc. What they did with Donald Trump, far right extremists. That's all they said. Far right extremists, terrorists, stuff like that. And that's what happened. We've seen what happened when they called Donald Trump, etc., etc., different things. It didn't go well for them. Okay, give me a moment. Sorry about that phone call. It wasn't serious. It was only something they wanted to give to me. It doesn't matter. Sorry about that. I don't know where it was. Sorry. Oh, so that was it. Apologies for that. They were just coming to give me a letter. So sorry about that. That's why I had the one downstairs, because we're just coming. Well, this is the thing. Joe Biden would have done probably better than Kamala Harris if he would have won. He might have done better. Yeah, that's what's going to hurt them. Immigration. That's what's going to kill Sinn Féin. And guess who's going to benefit the most from that? The independent, the only Joe. So that's what's going to eat Sinn Féin seats. Sinn Féin's going to do terrible this election. That's one thing for sure. They might gain seats somewhere, but they're going to lose seats in other places, if that makes any sense. Like the people who have a good chance, I suppose, nationalists, I suppose you would say. I wish it was Santa on the phone, but is Patrick Quinlan too in Dublin. He has a good chance. He's a councillor, sitting councillor in Dublin. I can't think of what part of Dublin, but it's in the Blatcherstown area of Dublin. I don't know what would you call that, the Blatcherstown. I know it's that area. He has a good chance. Like people have said, he has a good chance of getting in that area, because he is still a sitting councillor in that area. He did very well in the council elections, so he has a chance. Derek Beloy, I don't know about Derek Beloy. He probably do well enough. He did well enough in the last election, but I don't know. It could be 50-50 as well. I don't know. It's hard to know. But definitely, I've heard Patrick Quinlan's going to do very, very well in that area. But what I hold on the ground, on the ground, if that makes any sense. Who else to hear? Somewhere else. Who was it? There was somebody else somewhere. I can't remember. I can't think of it now. Somebody else was saying they're going to do doing very well. But yeah, I don't know what I don't know, but I say we'll do well going by the European election. That's not going by, but definitely Patrick Quinlan looks very, very likely to win a seat. Is what I've heard, and I think News Talk have said it too. Somewhat, like a few people are telling me that he's especially because he's a sitting councillor, so he's a good chance of getting like it's usually people who are Celts, like take for example Sarah Wiley has a great chance, Gavin. Like it's I don't know, like Sarah Wiley does have a very good chance of getting in, particularly with how her Humphreys going. Um, so when she's a sitting councillor at the moment, so she get them votes too. That makes sense. It's better to be a sitting councillor. Malcolm Stevenson, I don't know. I haven't heard, yeah, I know he's one, and yeah, but I don't know. I'd say he might get in. I don't know. It could be 50-50. We see what happens. But I know for example, that. I probably have more information soon about different things about across the country. It seems that many people have to try and keep count in every part of the country. It drives you mad. Um, Now I don't know. I think you said Bafal Malin, did you, Shawnee? I think you were saying that. Um, I don't know. We see what happens. He is well known for the windmills. He's very very well known for that. I even heard him before he even started YouTube with the windmills and stuff. That I heard of him before. And obviously, we get a very high preference for me. I will show him of that. He will get a high preference for me. Um, so I don't know. We see what happens. I don't know. He's definitely going to do well around Kingscourt, and definitely in Cotillo. He's going to do very well around there. Because Cotillo, obviously, and Kingscourt is a huge problem, like particularly Cotillo, as you remember. And Calma Brady's going to do probably terribly in Cotillo because people are not very happy with Cotillo, particularly with what they wanted to do in Cotillo. So I presume we get a good few votes there, and then Kings go around that area. So we'll see what happens. I don't know yet. Definitely Lester Gordon's going to do very well, the independent here in Cavan. He's going to do very, very well because he did well in the last election, the local Tory election. He did well. Um, so we see what happens. So hopefully, it'd be nice to see Farman win the seat, but I don't know. It all depends. The one thing it depends on is the Fianna Fáil vote in Cavan going to break. That's the thing. It's not the Sinn Féin vote. It's more the Fianna Fáil vote. Are they going to lose faith and stuff like that? That's the thing. It's Fianna Fáil that's going to decide that really. The Fianna Fáil voters. Because Fianna Fáil, in my opinion, Fianna Fáil is only going to elect one TD. There's two TDs here, one. There's three actually, yeah. But there's only two Fianna Fáil seats, so definitely one of them's going to lose their seat. In some, I think it could go differently. I don't know. It's hard to tell because some people say one thing and then do the other thing. If that makes sense. But yeah. Like look up my community post. There's a YouTube channel of if anybody's from Cavan or Monaghan to make sure to have a look at it. And make up your own mind. I don't want to tell you who to vote for, etc., etc. But have a look at it, read through it, look through it. Man, say not read through it, but look through it and decide for yourself. I don't want to be telling people what to do, etc., etc. But read all the information as possible. It's the same what I'm doing. Like every leaflet I get, even from people before profit, I'm still looking through it to see, exactly because I want to know what I have to say about the candidate too. So that's I suppose a good thing. I'm not going to outright saying that everybody's terrible. I'm going to listen to what they have to say at least, even though I know widely I'm going to vote the Labour Party or people before profit. Blanchardstown, around that area. You get what I'm saying. It's around that area. I think so. Yeah. Sorry, I missed your comment there. Yeah, I think it is. I don't know. It was just the one I got when I got the phone. Any ringtone will do me. That makes any sense. I don't know. It's hard to know. In some areas, they probably do well. In some areas, they won't. It's going to be a weird, probably enough election. I don't know, but we suppose we see when it happens. But yeah, like it's hard to know particularly. But you were asking me something earlier on. I don't know if it addressed it, Shawnee. You were saying, but if I was calling an election or something like that, did you ask me that again, or like what you meant by that? I don't know. Did I respond to that? See, there's that many things I'm thinking about at the moment. I don't remember if I don't know. Was that something I responded to? Like, did you what was the word? Don't. Sorry, I'm reading through this. Well, I do think independence going to do very well. It's, I don't know, votes will be split in a few areas and stuff like that. It's going to be like if you look to the whole countrywide, it'd drive you mad the numbers and all that. What are the numbers, Mason? The numbers. What do they mean? That's going to be me literally during the election. Mason, the numbers. Black Ops 1 weapons. So this is from the ditch. I've just seen this here. So on God the Shin O'Connell have been trying to access the records, etc., etc. What to access the records? It seems to be. So on God the Shin O'Connell, now they're not too happy with them exposing probably about the Israeli planes coming over with weapons of war to Israel, etc., etc. So they're basically trying to probably shut them up, basically, because this is what the Gaudi pretty much do. Because pretty much you hear in every investigation, every mode, the Garda press office said this, the Garda press office said that. Basically, journalists can't have an only brain in their head and report and stuff. They have to wait to the Garda press office say to do it. So we'll see what happens with that. Keep an eye on that. But they're doing great. They are doing great work. Only for the ditch. I don't know where OT was when these Israeli warplanes were going across here with weapons of war. But the ditch, the only for the ditch, we wouldn't have known about it. Simple as that. So in fairness, they've done good work there. They're doing OT's work, would you believe? And then obviously they found out with some TDs having houses off the record, etc., etc. So they're doing good work. The Gallon John Joe. I don't even know how to make a custom wing, Tom. I don't know. I haven't seen the thing particularly, but I've heard many things about take for example that. But I'd look into it and see if I can find out different things. Matters. There was what they call it, Keaton. There's a woman in Kerry won an election. What they call it, Keaton. She's Keaton anyway. People would know her. Greetings, folks. Greetings, folks. Does anybody know? I can't remember exactly. I know she's Keaton. She's not that fond of the normal Foley. I think we can all agree on that one. But I think she'd do well enough in Kerry. She might actually take Norma Foley's seat. Hopefully. It'd be good to kick Norma Foley out. Oh, yeah. Well, I think it might be. I'm sad to say it could be Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael. Because basically, Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael are one and the same. So they're going to go in together anyway. Along with the Social Democrats, so people before profit. Like something like that. That's what I think. Something like that. That's what I think. Because I think the Green Party is going to be demolished. I think that's one thing for sure. The Green Party is going to be demolished into the next century. So I hope we're looking forward to the Green. Michelle Keaton, that's all. Yeah, I couldn't think of the first name. See, I can picture faces. I even remember what she's always like greetings, folks, etc., etc. I think she do. I think she do well enough. I think she will do well enough. Particularly because again, she's very attacking Norma Foley, which is the seat she needs. She needs to make sure Norma Foley gets the boot. So she could take Norma Foley, see, hopefully so. But she might get them votes from Norma Foley, particularly from the pro-life section of the people who voted for. Because the people who voted for in the last election, a lot of them were pro-life, thinking Norma Foley was a pro-life candidate. How wrong they were, but I suppose we all live and learn, I suppose. But if anybody votes Norma Foley, then I hate to say the West has fallen. If you vote for Norma Foley, so hopefully she does well enough. I think there's some other candidates. There's that many people in each head screwed on to try and remember everything. It's just too many people running everywhere. It's too much candidates. But hopefully she does well. I could see her actually taking Norma Foley's seat, especially over this SPHE. A lot of parents would be very annoyed about that, as rightly so. I'm sure we would all agree on that. Rightly so. So hopefully that will cost Norma Foley a few votes, and not to mention a few things, other things too. That's misgendering people. We can't have that. The Gardaí will be out to your location. I plead the fifth, the American Constitution. I have the right to remain silent. Um, I plead the fifth. Thank you. I think that's what they say in America. I plead the fifth because I'm going to Shin O'Connor will be out to my location. Drew Harris will be winging me. I don't want that. Drew Harris is watching, so you don't want that. I don't fancy Drew Harris at my doorstep tonight. That'd be a terrifying thing. Let's take the fifth. Yeah, that's what they say, man. Not so much here, but fighting them on the beaches. Nobody Foley fighting them on the beaches. We fight no more. We fight on the beaches. Nobody Foley. Yeah, that's going to be a new campaign slogan. The nobody Foley. Nobody, the nobody Foley. That's a good one. Nobody Foley. Wing up Norma Foley there, Maloney, and tell her that's a good slogan for a campaign. I don't know about that one. I don't think she put it on those posters. Um, just briefly, just going away from Ireland for a second. Going away from. Excuse me, sorry. Sorry about this. Give me 2 seconds, however. There's actually a few things. There's actually 2 more things, actually. I see you're too busy yapping for a while. Yapping and yapping and yapping. That I lost track of me though. Give me a moment. Talk among yourselves. See, I should have all this set up. Where in the name of God and all that's holy is this? Oi, fitua balla. Why is he speaking Finnish? Angry Finnish noises. Where in the name of God? I wouldn't mind if I was looking for the thing, I wouldn't find it. Where is this thing? Off to Finland. Yeah, how did you know? Sorry, I'm trying to find this thing because they're doing that much shit. Like, you think the Irish government's bad? I don't know what they're up to. Basically, I'll show you this here, just with a briefly here. We don't. That's going to be funny if we turn into the United States. We'll probably fetch you some of them, by the way. So this is a woman here. She's from Finland. She's she's a disabled woman. And the sad thing is, she can't even afford food. So imagine like a forced, like Finland's more advanced than Ireland, etc., etc. Like that's where the welfare states came from. Finland and Scandinavia, the Nordic countries. Like it's pretty sad. They've done like whatever about get they probably shouldn't have got rid of this woman. So this woman's disabled. She can't walk, etc., etc. So the true Finns have come along and they've got the sitters. And now they've taken nearly 90% of her money away in housing support and everything like that. So basically she's barely getting maybe €50 a week. Because it's time to cut, and that's what's happening. So, and there's hundreds of people like her. So, they're doing great work. Like literally, people are literally starving themselves in Finland. So you think the Irish government, well, the Irish government are complicit, like they do this thing themselves. But literally, they literally are voluntarily cutting things basically, because they're literally cutting things to the like literally. I mean, literally. There's this is a Finnish woman, just to say, like not somebody from Timbuktu. Like this is a woman that was lived in Finland all her life. She's a Finnish citizen, etc., etc. And they're literally just fucking her over. Like literally, she's barely getting €50 a week. So they're very nice people, the true Finns. And even she said it was better under Sanna Marin's government because they don't give a shit. Because as this person shows here, just go back to it. These are the people here. This is the people that are over. This is the Minister of Sitters. And she has a chopping board saying it's time to cut in Finnish. And you see them all here laughing and smiling among themselves. Like this is when they were cutting people's things. So it is very, very weird. And as this person says, and he's rightly saying, the welcome to the age of psychopaths, physiopaths. Like these are psychopaths, and especially this Freemason kind of shit, whatever they have here. But this is what they were doing. You think they were cutting some new amusement park, but this is what they were doing. They're cutting social spending, etc., etc., and horse smiling away, and they're all cheering and laughing. And they're true Finns. Just to say, they're true Finns. They care about the Finns. And then you see women, like that woman there. Barely getting €50 a week, just to say a bit more, and she has to do it without food, etc., etc. And and these are the people that are doing. This is the woman that's cutting it all. Like this is the deputy prime minister, and she's just cutting everything. And again, this is the empathy they have for Finnish people, chopping boards, etc., etc. Like this is actually a thing. This is actually a thing that she wanted, a chopping board with her face on it. And then this is actually a photo. You might think this is way unreal, but it is the truth. Like this woman literally had a big photo with sitters cutting stuff. Like it beggars belief, like this woman's generally a psychopath. Generally is a psychopath. Like she doesn't give a shit about anybody. You think the Irish government bad? I don't know what to say. Like generally, there's something very wrong with these true Finns. Like to be totally honest, like there's something very very wrong with them. When you see this, like people can't even literally, they won't even give people money to get food. Like, wouldn't mind if it was an asylum seeker or something like that, but this is literally a Finnish citizen that his family's from Finland, etc., etc. Like, it's generally insane to think about. Like, they don't care. But it's pretty much Jova for the government in Finland. It's pretty much Jova. I have to show you two more things about Finland, but it's pretty much they're done. It's finished. It's Jova. Like it's pretty much Jova. They're gone. So this is the political parties in Finland. So this is the Green League. This is the True Finns, as you can see. Then the National Coalition Party. So this is the Social Democrats. So this is Sanna's party. Just to say, this poll was a few days old. Now it's at nearly 30%. So it's fair to say the Social Democrats in the next election, because it's just totally Jova, because the True Finns have just lost all the supporters. It's just Jova. Like it's never been so Jova for them, because people are just not very happy at the moment with the current situation, because things have got worse. You see in a second. You won't believe it now in a second, the thing I'm about to show you, how bad they fuck things up. But yeah, fair to say the Social Democrats, Sanna will be coming back, boys. That's what's going to happen. So basically, they shouldn't have got rid of Sanna, because it's nearly 30% now, and they'll keep losing support every week. The support is going down and down and down and down. So the two government parties have barely 30% support. So it's gone. Like they have more support. They had 20-something support, nearly 30% support before. And how far the victors have fallen. Like they used to have 30, the National Coalition Party. Now it's going down. It keeps going down and down and down and down and down. So people want Sanna back, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. So everybody's voting Social Democrats, because like they've utterly failed everything. It's just totally Jova. If there ever was a Jova, it's like, because I don't know. Like the next thing I'm about to show you, brace yourself for a second, because this tells you all you need to know about the current Finnish government. Like I'm going to get arrested someday with this current Finnish government. They're going to send the word to the Ole. Also, I just want to show you something funny. So this is an actual Fianna Fáil candidate in Galway. like I don't know what she was thinking when she put this in the paper. But this is, I don't think anyone was in government. So this is an actual thing. You might think it's photoshopped, but this is an actual newspaper article. Think about this: Fianna Fáil, fine fall, for the Irish people, etc., etc. Grania Owens from Galway. Did you know treatment for cancer outcomes in Galway are the worst in the country? More investment, but I don't think anybody has told her, that Fianna Fáil is in government. I think that's going to shock. But yeah, I don't think anybody told this woman that she's running for Fianna Fáil. Fianna Fáil has been government for the last 5 years. And why is this too in a first world country? I think she kind of shot herself in the foot when she was doing this because because people be asking, why did Fianna Fáil not do anything about this? Why are you running for Fianna Fáil? Like, why are you blaming yourself? You're basically blaming yourself for this. That's what she's doing. So number one, the next election. Yeah, like you basically shoot yourself in the foot. So what's the point in running for them when you literally just shoot yourself in the foot? So you probably won't believe me with this. You probably won't believe me. So, but bear with me. Yeah, but she literally just admitted she's literally one of a Fianna Fáil and literally blamed herself and Fianna Fáil for it. So that's a great way to get elected. Now, just to say, the next thing's going to blow your mind. Just think about that. I hope we're sitting down for a second because it's generally so. Finland done very well for the last few years with Sanna Marin too. They did very well. The economy grew, etc. Such people had jobs. Well, in less than 500 days, Finland's economy is now the 10th worst in the whole world. And you're probably wondering who's in front of Finland? South Sudan. South Sudan is doing better than Finland at the moment. And a country in Africa, a third world country, is doing better than a Nordic country. South Sudan. South Sudan. Think about this: Finland, South Sudan. It's pretty jovial. Like it is jovial. Like when you see that, like generally, when you see that South Sudan is doing better than you, the West has fallen. Just to say to you, Finland has fallen. Like the 10th worst in the world. Like they've done this in less than 500 days. Like Finland and the Nordic countries used to be more richer than Ireland ever was. But this is insane. And the reason how they've done this because they've cut so much public spending and so many 6,000 businesses this year in Finland have closed their doors. 400,000 people, 500,000 people in Finland are out of work, and nobody's getting social protection. People being affected left, right, and centre. So the true Finns have done a great job because the only thing they want to do, they wanted to cut everything. And this is the most craziest thing. The only thing they went in on government saying we're going to get rid of the debt. There'll be no debt. We're going to Sanna Marin caused too much debt. We're just going to cut everything and there'll be no debt. Well, it's sad to say the debt is literally the worst in the European Union, just to say at the moment. Like it's the biggest in the European Union at the moment. Think about that. So in less than 500 days, they've done this. So time to cut has done very well because they pretty much cut everything in Finland down to nothing. And just to say, this is going to take 40 years. They recommended it could take 40 years for Finland to recover. Because that's how bad they fucked themselves. Like that's how bad they've literally fucked. So they're 500 days and they've literally fucked it. Literally down to a third world. Think about it. South Sudan is doing nearly better than Finland. South Sudan, not Norway, not Sweden, no, South Sudan. Think about that. Like, I begin to think they should have probably kept this woman around. Like, I think everybody would agree with me on that. I think everybody has realized the other mistake. Like, this woman should have been kept. Like, because they basically have just completely fucked themselves. Because it's like, and it's the truth. They have literally fucked themselves. Something peers. Like, and they had one job. We elect this woman. Because it's just that job. Like, it's generally just that job. Like, I don't know how they didn't vote for this woman, because none of this would have happened. That's what I heard. Because the problem is, and even the IMF says it, that they cut too much public expenditure, so there's no investment. The economy in Finland is slow to a crawl because there was outside investors investing before, the same in Ireland. But then when they put up the taxes and they've cut all the public services, etc., all the businesses are downsizing, etc., getting rid of employees, and the whole economy just came crashing down. Um, because they literally done it. Buffing, oh, it's the true Finns. I always fucking knew the true Finns would be after me. The cuts, excuse me. The true Finns, that's what it is. I always knew the true Finns to get me. Is it still buffing? It's the true Finns. They've come for me. I always knew it would come for me. Etc. All the businesses are downsizing, etc., getting rid of employees, and the whole economy just came crashing down because they literally done it. Well, oh, we're back. Oh, it's still buffing. Shit. It might be fine. No, maybe peggy. Oh, you fick du all balla. Where was my phone? There. We'll try and hopefully maybe walk out. I don't know how it could make it better. Ooh. I don't know what's called. Let me see. Don't know. Is it an update? Maybe that could be what it is. Could be an update. Actually, let me see. Could be actually my end. Sorry. Yeah, it could actually. I think it's updating stuff. Not on YouTube, but something else. Yeah, it could be True Finzy though. Can anybody still hear me? Just I don't know if anybody can hear me. Yes, no, maybe, please. Just for the last few minutes, I know, because it'll be a nuisance. Not then now. Turn it off and on again. Well, I see you can't do that, unfortunately. Here, because YouTube, I've done that before, and the stream wouldn't restart. Basically, it's not like you can pause the stream and then go back. Yes, you can still hear me. That's great. You can still hear me. That's great. No, it's the worst thing about this is if it was on a different computer and stuff like that, you can only end the stream. You can't really pause it. On other computers, you can pause the stream and stuff. So I don't know. See, these true Finns, that's the blame. They hate me. But we can all agree on this that San and Mowan should have been kept around for another while. Because, yeah. Go out of the tap and, yeah. I don't think it'd do any good, no. I think it's just, it's whatever. Really, when this happens, it kind of has to fix itself. Because there's not really the internet and stuff. I can see the internet here and it's working fine. Everything's working. Everything's loaded and everything else. So it's not the internet. So unless it's just an update, because this is a security not security update, but what do you call it? Like Google Chrome update or something like that. I see, like that was downloading there a second ago. Like I didn't tell it to download, it was just downloaded. Or whatever you call it, some kind of yoke. So I don't know. We'll be only here for another 5 minutes, so I don't know what that was. It was some kind of update. See, this computer's updated. You're breaking the internet. I'm not talking that fast. You should go, like, literally listen to Sanna Mowan sometimes talk and come back to me on that. Because Sanna Mowan, when she's talking to Finnish, like, they breathe in as they're speaking. Like, as they're talking, they're breathing in, basically. They just keep going. Even though they don't talk that much. But, Sanna Mowan, you often hear just breathing as she's speaking. They can heap about how she's speaking, then going on. So we're all looking forward to this big conference in Dublin with all the NGOs and all the usual. Are we all looking forward to that? Shawnee was saying he's going to look forward to people in big black suits, etc., with big brown envelopes, etc., around the place. So that's going to be something to behold. Hopefully all going well, anyway. push away, and like, that's not going to how it's going to work because there's 5,000 people there. How are they going to push through 5,000 people? But it all depends. It's simple as that. It all depends if I'm in the right place at the right time, basically. That makes any sense. That's really all it's going to be. It's really if I'm in the right place at the right time. That's really it. Yeah. Well, pretty much so, yeah. Because to be members of the Oireachtas there, etc., etc. So it's going to be good fun. I have to keep my mouth shut, basically. And so that's why I have to be careful. With Simon Coven is going to be out, other people are going to be there, and it's going to be, I dread taking about him. And I'm like quite literally. It wasn't cheap now, and I have to. There's other expenses to it, like not just the ticket alone. There's more other expenses to it. Not cheap. Let's put it that way. And it could have been not long if I went for the other ticket. Like there's 3 tiers. Like let's put it that way. Like there's 3 tiers of it. And I went for the second tier. If that makes any sense. So that's what I went for. I'm not going to say how much this yet. I tell you when the thing was over and done. But there's 3 tiers. So basically, there's the first tier, and then there's a second tier. I have the second tier ticket. Would have to, yeah. I would have to stay over because it's 2-day summit. It's a 2-day thing, and it starts at 8:30 that morning, the first morning. So early enough, and I wouldn't want to be going up and down because that means I had to be up and down at 5:30 if I was going from Cavan or so, and maybe get something to eat and stuff like that, and so you would want to be staying over, yeah. And then for the other day too, it's very late into the night, the next day, as far as I know. It's not until 5 or so in the evening the next day. So it's 2 days. So it'd be a lot too, I suppose. It'd be very tired one day. Because you basically be listening to people talk with you all day. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's going to be big of expense too. So that hasn't been sorted yet. We're looking into it at the moment, other places. But it will be insane. Like that's all I'm going to say. Like it nearly be expensive than going to Helsinki. That's the funniest thing. But yeah. But hopefully we get a good enough deal. Because I'm going myself, etc., etc. So especially after this is the thing, it's just after Christmas, like it's literally just after New Year. So not many people be about. Not many people be going anywhere during after the New Year. So that's the one thing that's going to my advantage. Because after Christmas, nobody would have any money to spend or anything. So if that makes any sense. So that's the only thing that's going for me, I suppose, in the way too. So that might be cheap. The hotels might be a bit cheaper, hopefully. We see. I have to book it anyway in advance, I know. Yeah, if I get, of course, well, I won't get selfies with other people. There's other people there I won't give a shit about. Let's be honest, I won't want to listen to Boris Johnson go on about his fucking book all day. Like, that's all he goes on about nowadays, Boris Johnson, the former British Prime Minister. His book, buy my book, buy my book, buy my book. So, I'm not going to go near him, basically. To the bill. No, I haven't been fighting that. Long story. It's a long story. I'm going to a big conference in Dublin. I don't know what you heard the other night after Christmas. Yeah. Long story. Look at the community posts. So it tells you more. Tells you more about it. It's a long story. But the community post really is self-explanatory. Really, in a way, you just have to kind of look at it for a second, and be like, "Oh, I see why." But yeah, no, it is going to be quite expensive then. But if I would have went, this is the thing. Now, are you listening for a second? This is important. This next bit. Are you ready for this? If I would have got the third tier, like the third tier ticket, I would have definitely got the meter. If that makes any sense. Personally got the meter. But to be totally honest, the price of that ticket is generally insane. Like, to put it straight here, like it is generally insane. And I say it's not that I couldn't afford it now. It's the fact of the matter. The other thing you have to remember, I have to pay for the upcoming trip to Timbuktu. So but it is quite insane. Like, for one ticket, how much the third ticket? But I didn't pay it. I only paid for the second one. But the second one was still insane too to pay it. You get what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. But the toll ticket would have been guaranteed that you would have got to meet whoever you would want to, basically. Because you'd be basically in the room separated. So you basically be the elite of the elite. What time is it now? It's just after 10. It's just out 2 minutes after 10. So basically, would be able to, but the ticket was too much. And it's not that I didn't have the money on me to pay for it now if I wanted to. But it's the fact of the matter, you add in your hotel price then. And then you add in the trip that's coming in a few months' time. It would be far too much, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Well, I'm sure they have to pay the speakers to come to it, like Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson's not doing it for nothing. I don't know about Santa. Santa could be doing it for nothing. I don't really know. But the other speakers too are probably being paid because I'm sure they're being paid. Hardly that they're for following too, and so I presume that's what it's going to, and then there'll be free drinks, etc., not free like alcohol, food, and stuff like that. But the other one, the third tier one, this is the thing, and kind of the reason why I didn't want to get it either. The third tier one was you're going to go for a private dinner, like with the whole speakers, etc., in the big hotel, in the Shelburne Hotel, I think it was, or something like that. And by God, I didn't want to go to that because I could be sitting beside Simon Coveney, or God forbid, Boris Johnson or them. Like, you mean to tell me I can go into listen? Like, if I paid the top tier ticket, you mean to tell me I'm going to sit there beside some Irish politicians and sit there and say nothing, listen to their dribble, in the Shelburne Hotel in Dublin? Like, you mean to tell me I'm going to do that? That's pretty much the main reason too why I didn't pay the top dollar for the ticket, because I simply couldn't. I wouldn't mind if it was beside Santa or something like that. But it's kind of random where you could have been put. So I could have been put beside literally some Irish politicians. Like on Taoiseach, there's going to be Micheál Martin's going to speak at the dinner. So I would generally lose the plot. Like, I couldn't do it. Like, the Taoiseach and Micheál Martin would be there. I don't believe in the backwards look idea of sovereignty. And everybody would clap and laugh and all that. Be like the Fine Gael that over again. And so I couldn't do it. Like, simply, I couldn't sit there in the Shelburne and listen to it. The big dinner afterwards. I generally couldn't. I get how to go into the place and listen to them, in the place. But it is quite insane. Like, again, it's not for the only Joe. Whatever you call it, I can't even think of it. It's called Presbyterian Summit or something like that. Plemington Summit. Like, it's on the thing on the community post, whatever you call it. The Plemington Summit or whatever you call it. I don't even know. I heard of it before. I don't know how to pronounce it. I know I heard of it before because it's usually on every year. I heard of it before, but it was never really anybody that cared about going to watch it. No, I don't think Donald Trump's going to go because only Joes like me wouldn't be allowed to get in. Like, he'd be all heavy security. Like, you wouldn't get in. You would need Secret Service clearance, etc. So Donald Trump's not going to be there. Like, you wouldn't. Only Joe wouldn't get in. Basically, that makes sense. It's only the elite would get in. So only like myself wouldn't get in. If he was going, we would know, and the Secret Service would have to probably scan me and stuff like that to get in. Yeah, but I don't think so. I don't think that would happen because there never was a former president. There never was a sitting president at the event, so I don't think it's going to start now. And especially that it's only the first week in January, the things are. And the inauguration's on the 30th. So. No, they were before, and I think so. I think so too, to be really honest. But that's why I'm not going to talk to any of them. Like, as soon as I hear Santa speak, and if I get talking to her, if I don't, I don't. But we have to just listen to her. Like, I'm guaranteed to hear her speak, etc. Whatever time. I just still don't know the time she's going to speak at. Or what time she's given address at, whatever you would call it. But long story short, I'm not going to talk to anybody else. Quite literally, not going to. I have no interest in talking to any of the rest of them. So, but the only thing is, it's only when if I happen to come across her walking about or something like that. That's the only thing about it. It's, with the third ticket, this is the thing. With the third ticket, you're guaranteed basically to meet the person, but it's an insane price. It's insane price to go and just because you have to remember this is for business people. And the other thing was a big dinner in the Sherborne if you went for the tour ticket, and other stuff, other VIP luxury stuff. Basically, that's for the elite of the elite, like a big CEO or something like that going to it. But it's not for the only Joe. It's not like an only Joe thing. Like if I went to other thing like the Democracy Summit in Copenhagen back a while ago, like that's for the only Joe pretty much. Like the only Joe could walk into that. The tickets, basically, the tickets wasn't that deal. And like the only Joes when only people in watching it, etc., etc. Not so much in this one. Not no only person will pay what I'm paying to go in to listen, and especially for one person, just to meet one person. The rest of the meeting, like say for example, I'm sure if you were going Green Face, you would want to meet because there's actors, there's comedians, there's other people, there's loads of other people. Look up the website. There's tons of people going to it. You would want to try and meet a few other people too, I'm sure, instead of just one person. Like I'm literally simply going for one person. As simple as that. That's simple. That's just the straight up honest truth. So, but I'm not that optimistic I get to meet her now, like in person. Like, that makes any sense. It just be blind luck if I do come across her. Like that's pretty much what it be, blind luck. Um, yeah, not too bad. Yeah, the hit that fair to say my one's not going to get any cheaper than that. Um, no, it's going to be dear now. The hotel. I know by what I've looked into already. I'm not even going to alter what I think it'd be for 2 nights. Yeah, not going to be good. Like nearly as much as the ticket, and the ticket wasn't GB, and that's not even the highest ticket. So it's a quite expenditure. But the problem is, and the reason why I didn't go for the third one, you had to remember too. In a few months' time, I'll be jetting off again. If that makes sense. Him and Wayne won't be happy with me, but it's true. In a few months' time, I'll be jetting off again. All going well, obviously. But you get what I'm saying. So that big expenditure too. So there's two big expenditures. If that makes any sense. Only for that, I would have paid the top ticket. I wouldn't have went to the CEO dinner, but I would have paid the top ticket. It's just the fact if you add the two of them together, it's. And I hate to say sound now again, Randa, but it's a fair number. Like it's generally a fair number. It's insane money. When you add the two of them together, it's nearly my yearly salary combined. Near enough. I think you can guess, but you get what I'm saying. But that's not anytime soon, but it's soon enough. You get what I'm saying. Like I have to pay off bits of that now. I'm still paying off bits of it. If that makes any sense. Like it's nearly 90% paid for, basically. That makes any sense. And that's a fair few bucks too. That's what I mean. So that's the only reason why. Only for that I would have paid the top ticket. But see, I didn't know about this. I don't even think they knew themselves, the organisers. It was the last minute decision that she was going. I was only told a week beforehand that there was talk about her going to it. So if she wasn't going to, it would have been all the better. To be totally honest with you, to put it nicely, because I would rather go to some other, to be totally honest, than the business conference. I would rather go somewhere else, like there's some social democrats yoke or something. I'd rather go to that than this yoke. To be totally honest with you, just because there's too many people with suits and bullshitting. That's pretty much it. Yeah, like it's a lot of money. Like it is generally a lot of money. Like it's insane to think of when you really sit down and think about it. Especially when you nearly think of it as nearly the yearly salary combined. It's crazy. Like I'm a fool. To be really honest, like I'm some kind of fool. But there was one person that I didn't know personally, but I knew of. He died there 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. It was sometime before Christmas last year, or the year before that. He had motor new on the seas, etc., etc. He had loads of money, millions in the bank. He had a big house, etc., etc. Well, not a big house, but he had his own house, etc., etc. He has his own car, etc., etc. But he had loads of money from his father and mother left him in their wills, etc., etc. and he was only 55. I think I told you this before. But long story short, he should have enjoyed his money when he had like when he was alive. He had so much money, he could have traveled the world if he wanted to. He could have done anything he wanted to, but he didn't want to spend his father or his mother's money. Uh, and it's a sad thing, and especially when you're dead and gone, it's no good to you really. So it's better to enjoy when you have it, and that's just the thing. And I think that's just the way it should be really, because that's some money there for the spend. Um, and as long as you're happy with it as well. So I'm not kind of happy with going to a big conference with loads of people with suits, etc., etc. But I'm happy if I even just listen to her speak for 5 minutes, I'm happy enough. And that's why I. So if I get to meet her, that's a bonus. But as I say, 50-50. It's basically just a tip of a coin. If I happen just to come across them, it would just basically just random luck if I do. I forgot he existed. Yes, well, he's probably not going to exist after the next election because he got in the 16th count last time, so he's probably going to not exist in the next election because people are not too happy with him. His own constituency people are not happy with him. So, the rest is falling. Excuse me. But I think we might leave it there. Aim to. You tell Perry that Stephen Donnelly was aim to. What? Are you thinking he left he founded the Social Democrats and then went to Fianna Fáil because he thought he'd get a bigger job, and he did. Stephen Donnelly's a name too. Oh no. Yeah, he defected Fianna Fáil. Yeah. Hello, Garrett. Sorry, my throat is gone. I put the gold mine on the cavan model. I know something about the gold mine. Somebody said something about the gold mine, but I don't know specifically what you're talking about. But I heard something about the gold mine. Let me look. There was something said in the local media about a gold mine somewhere or something like that. I'm not too sure particularly what you're saying, but I know about I heard something about a gold mine. You're right in saying that. But I don't know who owns what's the story. But I know they were trying to mine gold down the Wet Hills, and the local people gave it up. This is 3 years ago now at this stage. But I don't know is that what you're talking about particularly. But you don't know if that's specific what you're talking about. Not too sure now, to be the answer. I know. I don't know. You might be talking about that actually. Put this over it. Oh, it's after 10 o'clock. Jesus. See, it went on too long. I meant to go at 10 o'clock, and now it's nearly 10:30. Maybe another lad to lose is Stephen Donnelly, yeah. Well, hopefully so. All going well. Hopefully we'll lose it. Who knows what happened? We'll see. But listen, lads and lasses, I think we'll leave it there for tonight because we were supposed to be gone nearly 16 minutes ago. So we'll leave it there. We'll probably be back tomorrow night. Hopefully all going well. We probably won't be as long. Yeah, hopefully all going well anyway. Shouldn't be anything to get in my way, and obviously things happen. Get in my way, such a way to say get in my way. So I chat to you then. Then there's nothing else on the major at the moment. So I let you know when what's going on. Billy O'Howe. So yeah, thank you everyone. Enjoy the rest of the evening. The rest of the night, may I say, not even. But enjoy, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Goodbye.